Welcome to yet another episode of this fucking piece of shit show, Deep Fat
What,
Pride. How you
TJ?
doing?
You want to take that from the top, buddy?
I want to say fuck you.
Take that from the top, buddy?
Fuck you, Paul.
Fuck me?
I did it perfect.
Fuck me?
Perfect, Paul.
Fuck you.
Perfect.
You guys need to calm down, man. Your
I
blood
saw. Did you see that thread about
Sick of
you on the
TJ's
subreddit,
shit.
Paul?
Dude, don't give the subreddit their fucking jollies with this shit.
Why not?
Give the devil his due, Paul.
It was
Actually, they're so stupid.
Wasn't it a positive
That's very
thread?
true.
Was it a positive
This thread is just called Paul's Ego. It's kind of a positive thread.
All right, let's hear it.
All right,
This I haven't heard this one.
This guy said, this is a thread called Paul's Ego. Paul's Ego was first introduced to me on a show called Drunken Peasants about 5 years ago.
I don't remember this.
Yeah.
I don't recall this.
At first, everyone hated his bitch ass. TJ picked Paul to be cast member, and everybody wondered why.
This is exactly how I remember
this
the
is
story
not how it
going,
went down
by
at
the
all,
way.
by the way.
That's how it went down. That's all a lie.
At the time, DP fans were not sure about Paul's ego. Most of the fans hated him. Now, as I see him on Deep Fat Fried, I realize he was made for this show. TJ made the right choice by giving Paul the opportunity to be on Drunken Peasants and eventually the more entertaining Deep Fat Fried.
That's right.
TJ and Scotty could not carry the show on its own. Paul is the heart of the show. TJ discovering Paul is the best thing TJ has ever done.
Wow, I thought
if
this
not
was gonna
for
be
Paul,
negative.
if not for Paul, TJ would have faded
Oh, shit.
to obscurity.
And you know what?
Wow.
I'm so obscure, I didn't even have to fade.
Yeah, you were just you just snapped out of existence.
Yeah, I was just Thanos.
Dude, that's bait, man.
So
That's bait all over.
yeah, but
He was negative towards me, so it's like bait towards me because he completely mistells how
that's
the
yeah,
Drunken
that's
Peasants
not
started.
at all how it went.
Yeah, that's
Right,
bullshit.
and then
You were actually super popular,
right.
and
then
you did
Milo
a few things
happened.
people didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Milo show.
Yeah, and then people were mad, and
Yeah.
then they were divided, but you still sold more shirts, and then eventually you were vindicated on that anyway, I think. So
Yeah, so whatever.
because no one gives
So
a
that's
fuck
how
about
that went
no
down.
more.
So it's bait for me, and it's also bait
It's
for
also
you.
bait for me.
Yeah, because you're
Oh,
like
shit.
he's trying to engender some. He's trying to create some drama. You know what I mean?
I feel about that.
like I've been like he's trying to insert this idea that I'm carrying your career for you on my
I'm
back.
fine with that though.
Well,
So
then
that's
fine.
the problem.
See,
It's
that-
like I hope that's true. I was like, good old Paul.
Good old workhorse.
Good
Ride
old
his
mule.
coattails for a while.
Keep pulling, Paul. Keep pulling.
No, nice bait. That's actually probably an 8 out of 10 bait if I had to
yeah,
give it a
not
number.
bad. Not bad. I've also been loving, by the way, all the stuff we've been getting from people in our Ben Shapiro and Daniel Craig.
There's some sexy ones.
Yeah, I was honestly like, when I did it, I wanted it. I initially was doing it to insult Ben Shapiro, but I think I might have subconsciously just wanted to see that because
Yeah.
honestly, it's kind of fucking cute.
It is. They would
It's-
make a totally adorable
I'm starting
couple.
to ship them, if that's still a term people use.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty hot,
that's cute.
pretty fucking cute.
So
but
you actually
obviously,
want to see Daniel Craig, or do you want to see James? Is Daniel Craig can
well, it's
be
James
himself?
Bond. I mean, he could be Daniel Craig or James Bond.
Okay,
It's up
fair
to the
enough.
artist's
I
interpretation.
mean, Daniel Craig is always James Bond
I'm
and
sure.
vice versa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
All the
absolutely.
Bonds have been that way, you know.
So yeah, I mean, like you can't even as Sean Connery to this day. You know, you see his ass. Doesn't
You
matter
can't
how.
separate Connery from Connery Bond.
Doesn't matter how old and fucking fat and stupid he gets.
No.
He's always James Bond.
That's true.
Even when I see Pierce Brosnan, it's
He's
like
Bond.
Yeah, you never once you play Bond, you're always Bond.
You're a Bond.
I would say the same about Timothy Dalton, but I don't think I've seen Timothy Dalton in fucking
Since
15
Bond.
years. So
Yeah. I don't think I've seen him since Bond.
yeah,
so.
probably not.
But if I did see him,
I'd be like, hey, it's James Bond. It's one of the shittier James Bonds, but still, it's James
It
Bond.
counts.
And Roger Moore's dead, right?
Roger Moore
Roger
is
Moore
is
fucking
dead.
died. Dude.
Okay, he's
Come
dead.
on, TJ.
But he will be remembered as a Bond.
I never liked him, but
He's not my favorite Bond either, but he's
You know
Bond.
what? He
You
was
can't take the
fucking
Bond
Bond.
out of,
he's
TJ.
Bond.
out of him.
He's
what the
definitely
fuck,
Bond.
TJ? You're trying to take Bond away from Roger
Even
Moore
George
now?
Lazenby, it's Bond.
Yeah, let's not get carried away.
He
He's
wasn't that bad.
he's the only one that I wouldn't immediately think was Bond.
He wasn't that bad, honestly.
He wasn't bad.
His movie. I mean, like if he had a few more goes at it to cement himself a little more, but he only did it once.
I don't
so.
think so, dude.
Yeah.
I don't think
he was
so.
that bad.
Says
I mean,
you, TJ.
fuck
He had to immediately follow up Sean Connery's Bond.
You're a goddamn
So he was kind of
dude.
like a little interim Bond.
Oh my god, unpopular opinion. You know what? Good lad, but what's so bad?
I don't know if that's that unpopular opinion. Was it
I
that
think
bad
it
of a
is.
movie?
I'm going to take the unpopular road here and say that I think George Lazenby is the best Bond.
Well, that'd be fucking.
That's a TJ
That's
position.
a little
That's
extreme
not in my
for TJ.
position. I
You're
never
one.
said that.
You're one hair short of that position right now.
Actually, guys.
I think it was an underrated Bond. I'm gonna go look it up. 5 reasons that fucking George Lazenby deserved more movies as 007, y'all. He would have grown as an actor, and some other reasons. I'm not scrolling through this clickbait,
they're
but you
really
know,
reaching, dude. They're fucking really reaching.
reconsidering on Her Majesty's Secret Service, the Bond film that tried something different. Yeah, what you got against trying something different, huh, Scotty?
If they had tried something different and been better, then sure. But
Yeah,
it's,
I'm cool.
okay, I won't say it sucked, but it wasn't a good look for James.
I don't
Bond.
need
It didn't
something
work.
different.
Yeah.
I don't want something different from James Bond. Why are they always trying to serve me something different? It's like going to the Waffle House and getting the fucking all-star breakfast, you know? I don't go in there and want something different every goddamn time. I want the fucking all-star like I
want
remember
that
it from last time.
Fucking all-star.
Give me Bond or get the fuck out.
Go Bond or go
None of this
fucking home.
weird gender swap shit. No more George Lazenby. Either you're Bond or you get the fuck out. I don't want to try anything different with my
I remember
Bond.
when people were so freaked out when Daniel Craig was first cast as Bond. They were like,
Craig, not Bond.
there was that people kept calling him James Blonde, and there was a site called CraigNotBond.com that I think the studio somehow got taken down. I actually went to the Craig Not Bond site and was like, yeah,
That's
It was
true.
weak, dude. It was like, he is not Bond. Look at him. He is blonde, not worthy.
their
of
whole
play.
argument was pretty much he has blonde hair. That is not traditionally James Bond's hair. Now we're having black chicks. You know? So what are we going to do? You know?
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
What's next? A horse is James Bond?
Yeah? All right.
Paul's making the old gay marriage argument, huh?
Yep. The old
Gay
gay marriage
marriage.
slippery
First, they'll
slope.
be marrying the same gender, then they'll be marrying their animals.
Yep. First Bond is a George Lazenby, then he's a black chick. What's next, huh? A protozoa Bond, huh? A single-celled Bond.
Shit.
That's what I want.
Watch them under a microphone.
I want bacterial Bond, dude.
He has to infiltrate the other bacteria's base and
Yep.
shit.
Yep. Bond bacteria.
He has to
Let's do
seduce
it.
one of the other bacteria.
Yeah. I like it.
I like it. It's getting pretty hot.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into this.
Whoa. Are you getting hot and bothered, man? That's fucking.
I've been hot and bothered.
But yeah, hey, if you're an artist out there, be sure to check out the most recent little Ben Shapiro video on our channel because there's details there about how to enter a contest.
Even if you're not an artist, just draw some shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the.
I'm in love with Shapiro X Bond.
Hey, someone
Yeah.
made a poem about
Oh, cool.
the love of Ben Shapiro.
So we're going to
Daniel
explore all of those on Wednesday's Flash Friday. We're going to take a look, see what's going on there.
Craig. And one lucky person is going to win $150.
$150 fucking
Amazon
dollars.
gift cards, correct?
Amazon gift card.
That's pretty goddamn good.
So you're gonna
And
get
you
it,
can
guys.
buy all kinds of shit on Scamazon and make Jeff Bezos just a little bit richer.
He does need a little bit more cash.
He's only the world's
but it won't be
richest
your
man.
cash. It'll be ours.
Yeah, we're gonna fund
Spend our cash.
we're gonna fund your consumerist addiction here if you give us adequate fucking spank material of Ben Shapiro and James Bond, the Daniel Craig version, together in beautiful unholy matrimony. You know, the details of that contest are in the most recent video that we did and all that shit. The most recent Ben Shapiro video that we just did the other day. So anyway, that's that, and
That's that. And that was a good show,
that
guys.
concludes the banter section.
Guys, I have to make a confession
Oh,
right
what's
now.
that?
I did not prepare for the show at all. So
Well, that was the show then.
Okay, well
Short
then in that
Short
case,
one today, but we'll see you on
short show.
Internet nice guys and Boogie2988 is insane. That's it.
Yep.
That's all I got.
So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time here on Deep Fat Fried.
Wow. That's actually we're actually done.
What's that, Paul?
Like we're actually done.
Uh,
Since when do we roll the intro and the credits?
you know, I just felt because it was such a short episode.
Oh, you should pad it out.
Yeah, I felt like we needed this to kind of pad out the runtime.
Oof. I mean it.
I left my keys in here.
Scotty
Oh.
left his keys.
Yeah, that's fine.
Come back, Scotty.
So as it turns out, we only did like 8 minutes.
Oh, okay, fine.
well, it was like 11, but yeah.
I thought that would be enough, guys. I didn't really think that we needed. I mean,
Yeah, I
people
mean, I
already
really
know.
wish you would have, like, kind of maybe you know.
Done my job.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah.
been nice if you would have done your job.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry, man.
I mean, I don't mean to
I'm not gonna
inconvenience you
lie.
or nothing, but
I mean, look, it was my birthday week, man. There was pizza, man. There was, I don't know, man.
I don't mean to birthday shame you, but come on,
I
Scotty.
kind of feel birthday shamed right now.
You really
Yeah.
dropped the boogie on this one.
yeah.
You dropped the boogie like the big old chiclets drop out of his mouth.
So, Cheetah, why don't you pull up the first thing we've got on there?
I don't have anything.
Oh, you don't have any of the
No,
images?
you didn't do any research, remember?
TJ, the
Oh,
kayfabe
shit,
portion
dude.
is over.
What?
The kayfabe portion of the show is now over.
It's
We did the
over.
banter. We did the kayfabe.
The
Oh.
kayfabe is done, TJ.
Now- it's time to-
So I'm not pretending that Scotty didn't pull any research anymore?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys got to be way more.
Sorry, but I thought you
Are you
understood.
Stevie?
No, you guys look. Obviously I have some mild, autism.
Oh, I understand.
And, I don't
Mild?
always. Yeah, I don't always read I think it's mild. I don't always read social cues that well.
That was.
I didn't know we were done with the kayfabe portion.
I remember when we did the LA meetup, and it was like there was some cue, it was like the lights
Are
or
we
something.
back to banter? Is that what's going on? Okay.
Yeah, well, I guess we are.
Go ahead.
And Stevie had a light cue. It was like Stevie's gonna come on stage and kill us, and it was like a light
that
cue.
fucking
And
piece
Paul had to be like, "I hope no mask murders." Or
We
whatever.
literally
So-
told him, Stevie, your cue is. We're going to say that. Gee, I hope no murderers come out and kill us or something real ham-fisted
Well, no,
like
it was,
that.
it was the lights. Remember?
Right, and the lights are going to change.
And this
It was
made
supposed
me-
to play the Jason music. I didn't really hear it, so I don't know if
It was
kind
kind of like a
played,
generic. Ding, ding. It was
Hey,
kind of psycho music.
it went over well.
but- oh my god, it
Despite-
took fucking forever for him to come
Despite
out.
Stevie,
We kinda
not
stood
really
there awkwardly
understanding his
staring
cue.
at the audience
No, Paul
forever.
had to grab the mic and say that shit. He's all like, "I hope no one comes and fucking murders us from the backstage or
That's
whatever."
right, that's right.
And then Stevie like finally comes out like, "Oh."
It's like, yeah, Stevie, you real nailed that timing, bro.
Man, what a high class production we put on.
I mean, it was okay, whatever.
Broadway
I-
production.
this is
What are you gonna expect?
still better than Cats.
Yes.
Cats.
All right, so first image is here we go. This is
So
some imgers of this is like one of those dating site
I
things,
think
right?
this is okay, Cupid.
Yeah. This
Well,
looks
look
like
at
okay Cupid.
But we're gonna get to this, but we'll just use this image. It's fine.
Oh,
So,
okay. So we're not ready for this. This is
this
the
is-
first thing I got.
Well, no, just leave this up. This is fine.
Okay.
This is the fucking. We're actually gonna look through this.
This is like
selection.
one of Paul's cousins or something.
Damn, TJ. Paul's cousins are pretty beefy, man. I don't know if you just talk shit, dude.
This guy looks like he's about half of one of my cousins.
So TJ, you probably heard the term "nice guy." Internet
No,
nice guy.
I've never heard it.
You never heard it before?
No.
Never heard.
What about you, Paul?
I have heard the term, yes.
So what do you think it is, or do you know what it is?
I think it's like one of these guys that thinks that they're going to score a chick by telling chicks how nice they are all the time and how many flowers they buy for women and how many
Yeah.
how many dates that they pay for and how they open the doors for women and how they take care of women and care and they're sensitive and they cry and they watch chick flicks and stuff. Basically the opposite of what women want from a man, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then get angry when women don't respond positively to them being the biggest pussy on the planet.
I'd say that's a pretty good off-the-cuff definition.
All right, cool.
Is a pejorative term referring to a social stereotype commonly associated with adult males who view themselves as caring, empathetic gentlemen in courtship to increase their potentials towards women.
Got it.
Thank you for adjusting my mic, TJ, you piece of shit. Not to be confused with males who are nice in general. Of course, it's not saying any guy who's just nice. You know, of course, we're not trying to lump in all nice guys. I mean, nice guys do finish last, let's be honest. Nice guys have been criticized on the internet by both males and females alike for being hypocrites or even misogynists, for potentially being driven by ulterior motives. Not potentially, they definitely are. Mainly anticipation of sex. And then, of course, when these guys are rejected, they bitch about something called the friend zone, which could be a topic of another episode.
Right.
Because there's a lot of meat there.
You ever been in the friend zone, Scotty?
Oh, yeah, for sure. dude.
Welcome to
You've been zoned
the
out?
friend zone.
I never said I was in the friend zone, though.
Right. I never admitted I was in it, but I was in what these guys refer to
Oh,
as the
for
friend
sure.
zone.
I
before,
think
yeah.
I think most dudes have been friend zoned at least once.
Unrequited affections are a part of life. I feel like so.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
Most
so
people-
that's how you explain away your friend zone, TJ?
I mean, most people don't necessarily get super hung up on it and cry till the end of time about. Like, it's pretty pathetic if you find yourself like, oh, our relationship didn't turn into a romantic thing, but we're just friends with each other. you know, I guess you could probably still rub one out to them every now and again, but I mean, like, you know, ultimately move on, you know. Plenty of other fucking vaginas out there.
So have you actually ever been friend zoned too? Did you feel like you were in the friend zone?
Sure, I guess so. I don't know. I don't really socialize with human beings that much, so I haven't had probably as many opportunities.
Well, what about online? Were you ever online friend zone?
Probably. I guess it probably has happened.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't really say that I can summon up a specific instance in my mind.
There's so many.
Yeah, it's just too many to count.
So there are broadly about 3 schools of thought of nice guys. Number one is that they are victims of women's irrationality or cruelty, and that women say they want nice guys, but in fact prefer to have relationships with jerks.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is like the incel.
Or alpha males.
This is the incel shit, basically, right? They're just like, you know, they all want to sleep with these jerks and these assholes just because they're more attractive and better than me and everything.
I've got big dick energy, except I don't got a big dick. What gives? Yeah.
So basically, it's just a bunch of and they're all probably super picky too. Like they're just like they expect some fucking hot supermodel to fall on their dick or something.
And when they don't, you know.
And when it doesn't happen, it's like society's fault.
I don't know. This dude's kind of studly right here. Why doesn't he have a hot supermodel jumping on his gentlemanly
I don't know. We can
cock?
read his little thing.
His chin.
Well,
strap.
let's got to get through the
to
3
that.
things
Yeah.
first.
No, the number 2 is that they are using a failed seduction strategy and need to learn or be taught to be alphas or seducers. So like this kind of like goes in the vein of like pickup artists.
Okay, I don't know if I know that I believe in the whole alpha thing
I
or
don't
whatever,
either.
but if it is a real thing, I'm pretty sure you can't learn to be it.
Like nice guys exist. It's for me, this whole internet nice guy thing is wrapped up in trying desperately to project that.
Yes.
Like you can be a nice dude and still get a chick. I'm living proof of that. I'm not a total douche, but you know what I mean? Like I said total. I said
Excuse me,
total.
sorry.
I said total.
No, I just had something in my
He got
throat.
something in his throat, man. What are you- He's got a health condition, man. Come on, Paul.
Sorry.
So the third is that the nice guy strategy of doing things for someone so that you have sex with me, because women should do that or should reward niceness with sex.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
So
like
basically, like you
that's
said,
probably how
Paul,
I perceive these dudes.
Because like these guys will like a woman will be like, "Can you fix my toilet?" Because the guy's fucking handyman. He fixed the toilet, and it's like, "Thanks, we're buddies." And it's like, "Well, you didn't sleep with me, you fucking bitch." You
I fix your
goddamn
toilet,
man."
you ain't even gonna suck my dick or nothing.
That's just a weird like misunderstanding of the sexual transaction, though. Isn't it like a total misreading of it? Like,
well,
sex?
can we take a look at some of these guys
Yeah, let's
specifically
go ahead
now?
and take a look at some of
So
these
here's
guys.
this guy. We've been looking at him for a minute. He's been staring into our souls with his doughy fucking eyes.
So these are questions you answer on
Right.
OkCupid to
So
better match yourself with other people.
Here's an excerpt of his profile. Tired of hearing all these girls talk about how all the guys are assholes because it's definitely not true. I'm one of the nice ones.
Also,
nice.
You write an amazing
Yes.
run-on sentence
He's
with no punctuation and no capitalization.
Professor of English at Oxford University,
Of
no
course.
doubt. Which best represents your opinion of same-sex relationships? Girl on girl is okay, but guy on guy is wrong.
No, TJ, you didn't say that right. Girl on girl is okay, but guy on guy, it's
I'm
wrong.
surprised that someone who writes like him had the wherewithal to put hyphens, in the
Well,
girl
look,
on girl
when
and
he's searching
guy on
for
guy.
his porn, dude. He's probably learned like girl hyphen on girl. Oh,
Maybe
okay.
that's just a standard answer that he selected because it has punctuation. It's properly
Right, that's true.
capitalized.
Right, dude. Yeah.
Do you think women have an obligation to keep their legs shaved? Yes.
Yes.
Do you believe that men should be the heads of their households? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's so nice.
What a nice guy.
If I was a woman, I would think this is like my ideal nice dude, man.
Yeah, a dude that's going to keep you in the kitchen with your legs shaved, you know?
All right, so my self-summary, please read. This guy, you could tell he's smooth. He's
Oh,
sharply
yeah. He
dressed.
is trying to project an image of
success.
the quirky fucking character in that 80s movie that always gets the girl in the end. You know what I mean?
Well dressed though. You gotta give him that.
It seems to me
He's
that in
dapper.
this day and age, women out there toy about with a guy's mind and heart for their own amusement. That's always a great way to open your fucking dating site profile.
Please read.
Women are a bunch of cunts, in my opinion.
yeah, women are just playing with men.
Yeah, that's what they want to hear. Just immediate fucking misogyny. That's going to get their pussies wet. It's not even sexy misogyny, like, you know, you're my fucking slut or some shit. It's just like, I fucking hate women because they're mean to me. Everyone I have met on here has dropped me quicker than a ton of bricks. I don't understand it. Don't
lead with that.
Why would you say that under
put
any
that out there.
circumstance?
No, guys. I am kind. I'm generous. I'm
Caring,
caring, polite, well-mannered, and respectful. And yet, because I'm not the most suave or
No, swerve.
Okay, sorry, swerve. Or dashing-looking character, or earn a small fortune, I am left with being tossed aside. So unless there's anybody out there who can really prove to me otherwise, then the headline sticks, and I will not change it.
Jesus.
But if you're the type of person to lead people on or throw people away as quick as they arrive, then stop reading here and walk on. I'm this close to giving up.
Dude, I can't wait to get a date with this guy. How is this dude not drowning in pussy? I'm this close to
Throw
giving
this
up,
man
dude.
a lifesaver.
What everyone
He's
wants
drowning
to
in
hear.
a pussy ocean. Oh, shit.
Oh, please, oh, please.
Dude, I spontaneously sprouted a pussy and it got wet reading that shit. God damn.
What a gent.
We don't even need to read his answers to the questions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, no. Read those two. It's interesting. The one right
how
below.
important is it to your partner smell good? Very damn important. How frequently do you bathe or shower? A couple times a week.
Nasty fuck. No wonder you're jerking off.
He's on the TJ bathing schedule,
Yep.
dude.
But I'm still getting laid.
That's true.
Assume
But
you
know
have.
what?
You didn't even have
He's
to put on a tie.
famous. He's famous and he earned a small fortune. It's not fair.
Assume you have a homosexual friend who is the same gender as you. Would it bother you if they hugged you? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, why?
Do you think women have an obligation to shave their legs? Yes. If one of your potential matches was overweight, would that be a deal breaker? Yes, even if they were slightly overweight.
Damn.
Yeah. Chalk this guy up a fucking chick right away. Get him a supermodel. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you look at this dude, you're like, this is the kind of guy that deserves a perfect fucking
He kind of looks like
10.
the botched clone of Jim from The Office.
You're
Standing
dating
waist
someone
deep.
new, Paul. You discover they have a roommate of the same as the same sex as you.
What the fuck?
This makes you feel uncomfortable, he says.
Of course.
Is there such a thing as too many sex partners? Yes, although probably not for him. I don't have a lot of friends. This guy,
Oh, wow.
this dude here. All right.
Oh, man. You got to untuck that shirt, bro.
Yeah, you need to.
Oh, man.
There's a few things you got to do.
Like,
And
that-
why did you take the fucking picture in the toilet? Why are you standing
Yeah.
there like you're about to, like, right after you take this selfie, you're about to take a leak?
I don't have a lot of friends nor girlfriends. Most women say I am too sweet. I really don't know why. I believe the world will end in the year 2013 due to my research. If you would like to know why, you can ask me. Good job, buddy.
Oh, man.
Nailed it.
That is definitely going to pull the
Nailed
chicks.
it. Yeah, it just ages so well. Every year you get more wrong on that. Do you believe that men should be the head of households? Yes. When you are angry or frustrated, do you ever throw, smash, kick, hit inanimate objects? Yes, frequently.
Oh shit, dude.
This question makes me want to go punch a wall right now or some old lady.
Oh, dude.
Sploosh.
Go to the bottom one, dude.
Oh, my God. I'm drenched.
Okay, TJ, imagine this.
I'm going to have to change my panties.
You're dating someone new. You discover that they have a roommate the same sex as you. This makes you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, this would make me wonder if she is banging
At
him.
least he's
Oh.
honest.
I think we all understand that was implied within the question, but okay.
I mean, what?
All right,
She banging
this guy. Okay.
Dear future
girlfriend.
girlfriend,
Yep.
stop right there, dude. No.
Not confidence is key, Paul.
This is just a letter to let you know how very lucky you are to have a man like me to love you. I will give you all to you. I will give you my all to you. Okay?
Okay, whoa.
Treat you like a queen. Be loyal, honest, and faithful at all times. I will always make sure to relieve your stress and not add to your stress. I will be everything all your exes were not and everything they wish they could be.
Damn.
I will love and care for you like no one other has. I will hold you up and never bring you down. I only hope you will love me the same way. XO. Rate your self-confidence. Average. I've got to disagree on that, sir. Your significant other's ex is coming into town. He wants to go to dinner with them alone. How do you react? No way. Not together for a reason. Do you think women have an obligation to keep their legs shaved? Yes. Whatever. You know.
Yeah, I don't like care about that. Whatever.
This shit's the funniest. Just the fucking dear future girl. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
It doesn't get
I'm not
better.
even-
It only gets worse.
Woo lad. Okay. I believe women should be treated with respect and love for who they are. Why such amazing girls end up with assholes on that and that nice guys finish last? Thinking maybe I should be one. I don't know. The idea of gay or lesbians having children is not acceptable.
Not acceptable.
Do you think women have an obligation? All these guys think women should shave their
Yeah,
legs.
let's just spoiler alert.
Do you believe that women should be the head? Yeah, or sorry, men should be the heads of household. Yeah. Oh my god. What the
Oh boy.
Oh.
Man, I don't know. I don't know if my vagina can handle any more lubrication.
Shit. Okay, so just yep.
They just
Damn,
get worse.
dude.
I have never had a girlfriend because they all seem to not look the past that I'm a little overweight.
You ain't a little.
I mean, look,
guess
dude.
what? Fat dudes get laid every day.
Yes, we do.
Every single day.
Well, we used to.
Or they do and friend zone me. Oh well. I hope to meet someone who can accept me for who I am instead of playing with my heart, actually telling me the truth. So you're in a new relationship and your partner admits that they had 14 sexual partners. Does that sound like a lot to you? Yes, and it makes me uncomfortable. I am sorry, but at 14 sexual partners, you are a slut unless you are like in your 40s.
All right, guys, let's have a scenario here. 14 beautiful women walk into this guy's house and want to sleep with him.
He would immediately. Well, he
No,
would.
he would
He would
draw the
stroke
line.
out at 3. Like he would die at 3, so he'd never get to 14. But he would have no problem.
Let's say he could, though.
He would have no problem doing it if he were physically
if
capable.
He was physically, that's what I'm saying. Come on, man.
Even better, I mean, if any girl that was even remotely what this guy wants was like, I'm going to suck your dick, and somehow he found out like she slept with 150 dudes or something. He's not fucking turning it down.
150
Not a
more
chance.
cocks to see.
Oh, Geomatics, I'm a gentleman at heart and proof that chivalry still exists for you ladies out there that believe chivalry is dead.
Chivalry, dude.
You may have just not been looking in the right place. I love to fish.
Yeah.
I love to fish. Oh, apropos, okay.
I love to fish.
That's so,
Good for you, bro.
So fits with the rest of that paragraph there. Yeah, so women got to shave their legs. Racist jokes are cool. Men are the head of the household.
Do women still even want that like hyper chivalry shit anymore? I thought that was kind of like passe. Like I'm not talking about being a dick, but do they want that like, oh, let me throw my coat in that puddle so you don't mess your shoes
Hell yeah,
up?
they do, Paul.
They still want that shit?
Of course.
Damn.
This guy, he's got soft eyes.
I'm actually a nice guy. LOL.
It doesn't seem too bad. Just typical.
Oh shit, man! Did somebody put a hit out on somebody or what?
I don't know.
I am a scientist.
A
an
philosopher?
engineer, a philosopher, an engineer.
Call Calzone Corleone. He'll take care of it for you. Look at him. Holy shit.
This is a true gentleman.
He looks like he's about to whack out a meatball sub.
Sometimes I'm too nice. Girls love assholes. The past 3 girls I've dated broke up with me because I was too much in the friend zone.
Then if you were in the friend zone,
You weren't dating them.
You
then.
weren't dating them.
You know?
They didn't break up with you. You never had a relationship
I
with
guess
them.
you could call me a hopeless romantic at times. You look at.
Well, the hopeless part anyway.
Going out of my way to do the right thing is important to me. I value ethics. How am I still single? My female friends ask me this all the time. I answer, you tell me. You're the bitch that doesn't let me touch your boobies.
Wow. You just answered your own question.
All right.
Fair point,
Oh,
I guess.
boy.
Oh, shirtless dude.
Is that a juggalo tattoo I spy?
I don't know. It looks like someone fucking just took Edward Norton from American
It looks like a
History
6-year-old
X
drew on himself with crayons.
and fucking just poked a hole in him and all the air just went right out.
I used to be a nice guy for a long time. Then I realized the saying that nice guys finish last is true. If you think I'm wrong, then ask yourself, when was the last time you gave a nice guy a real chance? I was raised to be a good boy and treat women with respect. Most women these days are bitches, sluts, or just a combo of the two, which is pathetic.
Damn.
By the way, I'm single.
Yeah. Yeah, hit me up if you'd like to go on a date with me.
You know, I guess so.
Okay.
What is that? Why would he do that to himself?
I don't know.
I don't
Is
know.
he a ginger? Is that what it is? Does he even have a soul?
Would you ever film a sexual encounter without your partner knowing? I'm not sure.
I'm not really sure.
Not sure about that.
I don't know.
Maybe just don't answer.
Wow, they just go on and on and on. What the? That's not the way you smoke those, bud.
Yeah, those are backwards.
Anyway, so I think that's enough of these fellas.
Wow.
They
Holy
but
shit.
they do. They just go on. Look.
Just a little smattering, just a little
Man,
sample.
the depths of depravity are...
Let's make sure we're
Very,
not missing a
very
classic
deep.
anywhere in here.
I don't think we are. I think they're all very much the same.
Yeah, you're probably right about
They
that.
all have the same strat. I'm the nice guy that's been done wrong.
Oh, dude, let's rate his, man. We gotta fucking read this one.
You should message me if you're not some ignorant girl who likes douchebags. I'm secretly the nice guy. Uh-oh. Well, the secret's out.
Move on to the next one, TJ.
The secret is out, bro.
So this is basically this kind of an explanation. This is just basically the nice guys in OkCupid. That's where all this stuff comes from. Just if you guys are kind of curious, there used to be a Tumblr that was run that's defunct now, but there was a few more that I figured.
So
you guys
these are
wanna
like
see.
the best of the best in here.
Yeah.
So let's see. This guy, he looks intense.
Year after year, I see and hear you women, and how you want a faithful, dependable, loving man who knows how to treat a woman. But yet, then I see these women with the first good-looking asshole they can find. When he fucks her and leaves her, she cries. You're all morons. I just get left hanging. Not anymore. If you really want a good man, you've done a great job building a wall around him. Good luck getting past it. You're all morons.
Damn.
Wow.
The day of his vindication
Sincerely,
has come.
Pussy Slayer 85.
Yeah.
Pussy Slayer.
Oh, boy. This guy looks like the party animal.
Pretty nice guy. Pretty girls end up with jerk-off dudes that treat them like shit. Nice guys will end up with some slut. Nice guy. The decent guy you're looking for is probably in your friend zone.
Damn.
Man, dude, that's a philosopher right there.
I wonder if he
dude.
started that just to aim that at one chick that had him in the friend zone.
I think so.
Probably.
You know what I mean? In hopes that she'd see it.
The most private thing this guy's willing to admit. I think Breaking Bad helped ruin my last relationship. After every episode, I was depressed as fuck, and I didn't want to talk to my girlfriend. Oh, well, she was a slut.
Damn.
Wow. Okay. You seem balanced.
Yeah, dude.
Nice guy, nice guy. I think we get the mantra at this point.
They're
Yeah,
very nice.
They're all very, very nice.
And all very single.
So we can just rest on one of these images you want. Maybe that top one, dude.
Top one.
Yeah, that fucking the one dude that no, below him, actually second to next. Yeah, him.
This guy.
I really
Captain
liked his.
Angry.
He was the prize winner here, I think.
He's angry.
So we're talking about some more aspects of the nice guys. Nice guys seem to expect at some point sexual payment for their kindness and generosity. That is, their niceness is self-interested. The self-interest is deceitful. If the man does not reveal his attraction and expresses willingness to support his friend with her problems, then it makes sense to her for her to treat his friendship as genuine and take the offered support. The implicit trait of niceness, or what's you're referring to, emotional support, for sex is basically, it's kind of sexist. It's basically saying he's not genuinely wanting to be her friend. He's basically playing this part of, yeah, oh, I'm your friend, I'm your buddy, yo, let me help you, I'll be your shoulder to cry on. You know, you're never actually expressing sexual interest in this person and suddenly getting upset one day like,
All right,
why aren't you in
but
love with me?
Here's the reality, though. If you are, if you're a girl, woman, whatever, and you have a male friend, he almost certainly wants to have sex with you,
Almost certainly.
unless he's
That's
gay.
usually the case.
What
I
about
mean-
well, that's just the gay friend.
Not always.
And
but
even
usually.
even your gay friend might want to fuck you if he's drunk enough.
That's,
So.
that
wow,
may be true.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Is there any source citation needed?
That's just one man's opinion.
Have you
That's all
ever
that
heard
is.
of that happening?
Yes.
When?
When?
Was it a famous thing? Was it someone?
Was
you
it
heard
famous? No, it wasn't nothing famous.
Was someone you knew on the internet?
No, it's people I knew in real life.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll talk about that later. I don't think you want to reveal who they are, but I'm surprised to hear you say that. I'll take you at your word, though I don't believe you because you've provided no evidence for your claim.
I don't have to provide fucking evidence of the claim. Fuck you.
You don't have to provide evidence for a claim. Aren't you the amazing atheist?
Yeah, so what? This is not. I'm not fucking making a scientific claim here. I'm just making an anecdotal claim.
Okay, so then your evidence should be dismissed. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
But what I said is true.
You're lying. Some nice guys do not see themselves as guilty of sexual assault because they were very gentle with their non-consensual groping, and they equate sexual assault as only being violent and forceful.
So yeah, if you lightly pat her on the ass.
Yeah, if you kind of like gently grope her, but
Right.
not harshly.
Cup the breast, not squeeze.
Groping you gently with my fist.
Some nice guys consider themselves heroes for not raping or hitting women.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
You know, like
I mean, like, God bless low standards, man.
I don't rape women. I don't hit women. I am a fucking real American hero.
God bless you.
I know. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. TJ, can you also make the same claim?
No, I've raped tons of women.
Wow.
Non-stop.
All right. Well,
Wow, dude.
Show's over.
You're about to be me too, TJ.
Non-stop rape. But,
you know,
all you people who manage to not rape women, I admire it. I admire the fuck out of it. Truly, you're better men than I.
This is kind of a perfect time to segue. Kind of we're on the topic of emotional manipulation and kind of douchebaggery and kind of representing yourself as something you're not. Shift gears to our friend here, Boogie2988.
Boogie.
What, Scotty? He's the nicest guy on the internet.
Well, guys,
I
will say this.
That was always my understanding.
I will say this, guys. We're going to give a little brief bio, but I will let the audience decide. There's the evidence. A lot of it's from Boogie's own words and his own actions, and you can judge based on that.
Okay.
Boogie looks like he's got a boogie hanging here.
So,
Yeah, he does, actually.
Stephen Jason Williams, born on July 24th, 1974. Good month to be born, by the way, Boogie. Also known as the online alias Boogie2988, or just Boogie,
Boogie.
is a YouTube personality best known for his video rants about video games, nerd culture, and as a character named Francis.
Okay.
Oh, man, dude. He was just shooting this fucking video right up his nose.
As of right now...
Presented in nostril cam.
Yeah, I believe Boogie has about 4.5 million subscribers, somewhere in that neighborhood. And a lot of you guys have probably already heard about Boogie. So actually, the first thing I want you to play, TJ, is thing. So this is Boogie finds E-Fame, Francis rages, where's my goddamn Mountain Dew?
Oh, that's not what I have up here. Here we go.
Yeah, so this is kind of an idea. This is Francis, a character Boogie created that got him a lot of popularity.
So I've heard of this Francis character that he does, but I've never actually seen it.
Well, you're about to.
So what's the premise of it? Or should I just watch and find out?
Francis is an angry,
He's an angry
gamer.
He's a gamer stereotype,
Yeah.
basically.
He's the angry video game nerd. All right.
I figure it's appropriate for a show because where's my goddamn Mountain Dew?
Are you guys still here? Yeah. I thought you guys were.
Fuck, he was fat.
Yeah, he was huge.
About 550 pounds, I believe, somewhere around there.
You still have pizza in the fridge. We'll be fine. What's with the camera?
Social experiment, man. Don't worry about it.
So did he present this as a character from the get-go, or was it like a...
It started, if I remember correctly, he started doing it as a World of Warcraft piece of content.
Yes.
Okay.
Where he would review the different patches that would come out of World of Warcraft, and he would always rage about everything, no matter what. That was kind of the idea.
Yeah.
For my research, he did make some videos kind of before it, but they're none of note. This is really when he blew up on the internet. Because you see here,
Yeah, there's 20,000 views on this.
20 million.
Yeah, 20 million. Sorry. I'm not good with numbers, this stuff.
It's got like 20,000 views on
It's got like 20 views, man. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like 20 people watched this. This is fucking crazy,
So now
man.
you see Francis rage out about his lack of Mountain Dew.
Where's my Mountain Dew?
What are you talking about, man?
No, where's my Mountain Dew? I keep it in the microwave.
I know you have.
Do you see my glass? I'm raiding in here, and I don't have any Mountain Dew.
Like, I saw some Mountain Light.
Would someone playing Warcraft and drinking Mountain Dew really bother with a fucking glass for it?
No.
They'd
I don't-
probably
I-
just be drinking out of
No,
the bottle.
Right out of the 2-liter is what
Yeah.
it looks like.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Come on.
Where did you hide the Mountain Dew?
I don't think they hid it, Francis. I think they drank it.
I think he
Where
drinks
did you
Fago.
go?
It's like there's some Fago in the fridge, man.
I don't want any fucking Fago. You share the Fago. Do you look like I'm thirsty for Fago? Are you thirsty for He's
I'll
only
pause
got-
it. So believe it or not, a lot of people actually bought into this as being genuine.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear that this is meant to be passed off that way. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, so that's the thing. A lot of people, like, there's one with, like, a Magic the Gathering thing I didn't pull, but, like, that got really fucking popular, too, where people actually believed he was actually doing these things. So as Francis, for a while, people were really confused if Francis was real or not, because they weren't exposed to his other work, so it's like, or
Right.
didn't watch his other streams, and live stream wasn't a big thing.
I gotta say, I did not realize. I mean, I knew he was a fat dude. I did not realize how fucking fat Boogie was at one point.
Dude, he's almost like you and Paul put together, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was looking at his back fat, and I'm like, that's as big as Paul's belly at the fattest it's ever been. Just like the flab on
Dude,
the
I've
top
never
of
been
his
anywhere
back.
fucking
No,
close
not
I know.
to 500 pounds in my
Right.
existence. So
Yeah, I mean, this guy, I mean,
That's-
is that how much he
he's
is
a
here?
big
He's
boy.
500 pounds?
I believe I heard he was, at this time in his life, he was about 550 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, he looks it. It's crazy.
he's a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, I
He
can't
can
even
eat for free at the Heart Attack Grill.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, they fucking let his whole party eat for free, dude.
But yeah, I mean, like, just like a back fat roll is gigantic on this dude.
So we're gonna get to the TJ thing next, TJ.
What's that?
So we're getting to there's a lot of stuff, so we're gonna move on for this. The sad life. So this is Boogie's life. It was popular a few years ago. You draw your life.
Yeah, that was a lame
And I call this
trend.
the sad life of Boogie because immediately it's pretty sad.
Oh shit, really?
He's going back to the one about him, dude.
Well, I was trying to move it because I don't know where you put it. You didn't put it where it's supposed to
Fake-
fucking be. Apparently.
Fake news.
Gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. You may
Draw
not know me
my
as
life.
Boogie2988. You may know me as my character Francis, who gets really angry all the time and breaks stuff, but that's okay. I'm just glad you know me at all. A lot of people have asked me to draw my life story, but it's
Well,
kind of
pause
sad,
it here for
but I'd like to do that for you now.
immediately. I have a sad life. The music is very dramatic, so I just want to make that observation immediately.
Well, of course. Everybody wanted this to be like a heart-wrenching tale. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks they've got a gut-wrenching life. So,
I mean, most people do.
did you do this draw your life bullshit, TJ?
No.
Okay, thank goodness.
No, when I saw that trend, I was like, fuck that shit.
I actually think TJ's would have been interesting.
Yeah, why wouldn't you just pull out a whiteboard and draw a big fat dick on it or something? And
So I was born sucking dick. Then I sucked dick for the last 50 years.
you should bring it back, dude.
Bring back the draw my life.
Yeah.
Do
No.
it, TJ. Do it.
I grew up in the southwestern part of Virginia in a small town called St. Paul, and it
Okay.
only had about 1,000 people in it. And it was part of the coal mining belt here in America. And of course, my dad mined coal. It was a very hard job, which made him very sad. And my mother was a teacher, but she was always very sad. And not only was she sad, but she was
Wow.
pretty angry.
Everyone was sad.
Everyone was
nice
sad.
boobs on that mom stick figure. That really brought home.
Yep. So he was mining coal, and he was sad, and she was the school teacher, and she was sad, and my town was sad, and my state was sad.
everything about me is
Everything was sad, and then the sadness became sadder than the sad, sad.
about her life and everything that had happened up till then.
Yeah, right.
We had a
Gotcha.
medium-sized family. I was the youngest and the smallest, and
Excuse me.
Oh, come on, TJ.
All right,
my brother
fine.
Brian, he was the oldest. He was pretty cool.
Come on.
My sister Carla, she was kind of crazy actually, and eventually she ran away, and my brother went off to college, which left me alone at the age
Which made me grow a mustache.
of
And
9. with
very
my
sad.
Crazy.
I turned
angry,
into Super
depressed
Mario.
family.
And the next sad thing that happened to me was
So
I
my
stubbed
dad
my
was almost
toe.
always at work, and that left me alone with my mother, who was always sad all the time, and sometimes she'd get really angry and she'd scream at me, and that happened almost every day, and sometimes she'd hit me,
Aw.
and that happened every day too.
Well, why'd you say sometimes then?
So you're already kind of picking up on Boogie's. It's very inconsistent. He contradicts himself constantly when he's talking.
Sometimes
about
she
sex.
hit me every day.
Yeah, it's
Like,
sometimes
what?
every
Is
day.
it sometimes or is it every fucking day?
But enough about that.
enough about
My
that.
brother
Yeah, we
used to
won't
tell
hear
me
any more
my
about
dad
that, I'm
was a
sure.
pretty laid-back guy, and he was kind of fun. But by the time I came around, all Dad liked to do was drink, and he liked to drink Passion
around.
Ribbon, and he drank like 20 or 30 a day.
Oh, well, I could use some of that.
Pretty much all he did. And that's why if you ever meet me, you don't get to buy me a beer, you buy me a Mountain Dew instead. As a kid, I was always pretty much sick. Either it was my
I love how there's no possibility of you buying something for anybody.
Oh my god, man. This is
Allergies.
just like a litany of fucking horrible shit. And then I was sick, and my dad was drunk, and my mom was sad. It's
So
just
let's
like,
skip to the middle
The middle.
because I want you to see.
Does
the
he ever
narrative.
start drawing himself as a big fat thing? Okay, good.
No, he's always happy.
Fortunately for me, something
No.
went bad.
Look,
with
he's always
my
happy, TJ.
legs.
He's happy.
I'm just glad he stopped trying to pass himself off as a stick figure.
I got a condition called lymphedema, and a very mean doctor
Oh my
tried
God.
to tell me that
Very
he was gonna
mean?
take that.
Yeah, everybody in his life is just
So I
horrible.
was stuck at Fayetteville.
His doctor's
I
mean,
couldn't
his
really walk
teachers is
very
mean,
well, and I
parents
couldn't
are
really
mean.
exercise very much, but that was okay because I had some good friends and we go out to eat all the time. But
Yeah, I guess you fucking. I guess you did. It's like, all
all
right.
the time made me fatter,
He's fat.
and
Yeah.
being fatter made me sadder, and I get more fat.
That's
I'm
about
sorry.
right.
Eventually, I was fatter
Okay,
than I've
yeah.
ever been. But that was just the beginning of health problems for my family because my dad passed. He died of cancer.
Cancer.
And that made my mom really.
Okay, so what else? Is there like any happy parts of this,
Keep
or is it
going.
all?
No, he
just-
didn't have a single happy memory from childhood that he could have
And that made me
woven
feel
into
weird.
this.
So one day I'm sitting around and I'm doing the different character voices that I do, and I decide that my character, Francis, would have to get hacked in World of Warcraft, and he'd get really mad about it and smash a keyboard in his face. And this cool guy by the name of Ray William Johnson saw the video and he said, "Cool, cool, cool," and he showed it to the world, and that changed my life. Nobody was
So,
really
thank
watching
you, Ray
my
William
channel
Johnson.
before, but then after Ray J mentioned it, everybody was watching my channel, and I was really excited because I was making a little bit of money from YouTube, and I could support myself, and it started my career.
Up, up, up.
And I couldn't have been happier. But
So there you go,
the
positive
saddest thing
event.
to ever happen to me was
Yep.
about to
Oh
happen.
God.
See,
But
Got a phone call from the hospital, and they told me that
I
my
got
mother was really
fatter.
sick.
I mean, come
I
on,
came to visit
Boogie.
her, and while I was there, she died.
Okay.
And this made me sadder than I had ever been. And
Didn't she hit you every day? Okay.
I really didn't know
God,
what
this
to do with
is just-
myself. So
Wow.
that Christmas,
Man, more
I
tears,
planned
more
something,
tears.
But I didn't.
Jeez. Oh.
Oh, here
my
we go.
God.
Here we fucking go, dude. Come
I
on.
didn't because of
See,
you.
this just fucking.
Oh, he
immediately-
didn't do it because of you. You're the only thing keeping me going, you guys.
If I lose this channel, I'll kill myself with a noose.
I mean, most people that made these back in the day, there were sad moments in most.
I mean,
of the
yeah, look,
stories.
look, life sucks, dick. Everyone knows that. But like, wow.
But most of the people ended. It picks up on a positive. It's like, I started doing YouTube and my life changed, and here's all the amazing experiences
Or
and
like-
opportunities I've had.
I mean, I didn't watch these. This is the first one I've ever seen because I knew it was just a lame fuck trend. But like, did other people at least like weave in some like good stuff too? Because
I've seen about 5 or 6 of these, and this is the strangest one I've seen.
are they just like I'm
the
imagining
oppressive
that
sadness of this one is
they're
like,
not all unremittent sorrow
No.
and sadness and joylessness, right? Like
No.
there's like. Then I went to college, and I struggled through
then
the
I met
exam,
my-
but I met this girl, and
Yeah.
I passed my classes, just barely squeaked by, and blah blah. It's just happy moments in life, for fuck's sake.
No, not Boogie's life. Boogie has just had a tragic life, TJ, from start to finish. As soon as he came out,
Fuck.
the doctor slapped him in the face instead of the ass, TJ. And that made him sadder than he'd ever been in his mother's womb, which, by the way, he was sad a lot in the amniotic sac, TJ.
Because
His
mom
mother's
drank.
permeating sadness permeated that womb, and he remembers just weeping inside of that womb, TJ. And when he was a sperm
Yeah,
in his dad's balls,
yeah.
constant attacks
Other
from
sperm
the alcohol
picking on
he
him.
was drinking,
Yeah.
lowering the sperm count.
Other sperms were bullying him and
he
shit.
just barely made it, and he
Damn.
was the little sperm that could, TJ.
Brutal. What a brutal life.
Yep.
That sucks, man.
Even when his parents hadn't conceived him yet, and he hadn't been formed in his father's balls as a sperm, they thought about him and slapped him in their thoughts.
In their thoughts.
Yeah.
So, TJ,
Brutal.
Boogie's actually talked about you. I know you've made videos about Boogie, at least one.
Recently I made, I guess somewhat like a year
or
ago
so,
or something.
So this is.
I don't. Maybe I knew about this at the time and forgot, but I honestly think I never saw this.
Oh, maybe you didn't. But here you go.
But whatever.
Hey guys, yesterday I recorded a video about freedom of speech and about unpopular speech, and I made the mistake in it by calling out a fellow YouTuber by the name of The Amazing Atheist. If you're not familiar with the video I recorded yesterday, I wish you'd go watch it now. And if you're unfamiliar with The Amazing Atheist, why don't you look him
This
up
is
here
from
on YouTube,
2012.
watch a couple of his videos, and come back and watch this. In that video, I said 3 things that I want to clarify. Number 1, I called him an asshole. Number 2, I said that his YouTube channel was built out of anger and hatred. And number 3, I said that the things that he says tend to be very unpopular.
I think that's all true.
Well, he's about to apologize to you anyway.
It has nothing to do with his atheism. If you believe that there's a God, I support that.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of asshole religious people, too. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that anything he said there is false, honestly.
So if you want to skip to about 2 minutes and
2
40
minutes
seconds, yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of it's just talking about free speech. Right up, keep going.
Here?
Yeah, a little bit further, maybe.
When?
Right about there.
There? Okay.
So I have no problem with atheism, and if you're brave enough to live your life as a devout atheist, man, I support that.
I don't really feel like it takes bravery. Maybe it does in some
Or
circumstances.
devoutness.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no principles to adhere to.
That's
There's
true.
no rituals to take part
It's like
in.
I don't believe in God. There's no way to be more or less devout with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could take it to the level of like anti-theism, like
I guess maybe some people do, but
which
like
I tend
we're talking
to,
in general
but-
about
Yeah.
atheism here. There's really no devoutness
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, it doesn't really require you to do anything special.
But
to be an atheist.
yeah, hate-filled asshole who has unpopular opinions. Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate description.
All right. Well, there
I
you
really
go.
don't have a problem
We'll
with
keep-
it or
we'll
any
keep going
objection.
here.
Okay.
The same way I will support someone who lives their lives devoutly religious. And whether you are the Pope or the self-proclaimed God of the godless, TJ,
Yeah.
atheist,
Woo!
I
Self-proclaimed.
support the fact
Well, that is
you
true.
believe so strongly that you're willing to get, lead your cause. That said, number 1, I called him an asshole, and it's because he's an asshole.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure if he's in the room right now, or if he was watching this video, he'd be nodding his head. Yes,
He is.
I am an
Yep,
asshole.
that's
Alright,
right.
What he sells
Okay.
to you at the
You
end of
called
the day,
it.
his YouTube personality, is being an asshole. And
Right.
I just don't think anybody wants to argue that. I'm surprised that anybody was surprised to hear that. Secondly, I said that his YouTube channel was built out of anger and hatred. And that's true. And I've been watching the guy since 2006. And whereas I'm not currently subscribed and I don't currently watch all of his
I haven't been around since 2006, so that's not accurate.
Yeah, I was gonna.
videos, I do pop in every once in a while to see what's going on over there. But at the beginning, not only was he famous for his atheism, but he was also famous for attacking theists here on YouTube. And that, is anger. That's hatred.
I mean, that was like a really mutual back and forth thing back in those days, though.
Yeah, there was a lot of
I mean,
fucking
there was a lot of-
vitriol on
yeah.
both sides. And
That
it
was like everybody who was doing it knew what they were into and in
It was
for.
internet blood sports. I mean, everyone kind of knew it was like.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, we talk shit at each other and we made fucking fun of each other and we made arguments towards one another's positions and it was fun and
I
it
don't
was
think
fine.
it was really centered so much around hatred. I don't think you were like, I fucking absolutely hate.
Yeah,
these
I was never
people.
like, man, I hate Jesus Freak 777, that piece of shit.
I mean, you might have said that.
Maybe,
but
but I never
hate,
had-
hate like he's talking about here just didn't play a role in that. It was like
Right.
an intellectual battle with name calling and shit, kind of a schoolyard. type of
Right,
thing.
or like a yo mama
Yeah.
fucking thing or something.
I
It's
mean,
like
that's
some
really what it
variation of
was.
that.
It was fun, and like
By the way,
most people that participated in it didn't get their feelings hurt. Some did.
I don't
but-
know if it's true, but I heard Jesus Freak 777 is an atheist now.
Oh, really?
That's what I heard. But
Dude.
I don't know if that's true or not, but
Crazy.
I heard it on the grapevine.
Whoa, man.
Anyway,
Okay.
So is there any more of this we need to see?
Maybe
or?
play a little bit more if you want to get the
Okay,
last point.
sure.
And if you watch any single one of his videos, just pick any 3. At least 2 of them are going to be him going on an anger-induced rant about something, whether it's getting kicked out of Burger King. I remember that video, or
That wasn't even real. I mean, come on.
I don't know. dude.
I mean,
he's
how
just
can-
not taking that into account here.
is it-
How can you? I mean, like, but how? I mean, like,
He's
you
Francis.
Yeah, you're Francis, so you should know when someone is pouring on excessive hot sauce to a fucking crazy story to fucking appear a certain way.
Yeah, you would think.
But so the fact that you think that, like, anything in the Banned From series that I did, if you think any of that is true, you're a fucking insane. Because there's stuff in those stories that is just flat out fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Like, it goes to, like, crazy sci-fi level shit. Like, I literally told a story about how I fucking, like, took a subway worker and threw them in the Subway oven and ate them in a sandwich. I mean, like, you'd have to be fucking mentally feeble.
Oh, dude, people have mentioned that TJ was such a loser, he's banned from Subway.
I can't believe that TJ threw that worker in the sandwich machine and ate her. I mean, if that doesn't prove that its videos are based in anger, I don't know what else to say.
I mean, look, I agree. My videos were angry, and it's, you know, I think it's less true today because you know you get older, and it's like it's harder to get pissed off about.
Boogie's never
shit.
angry though. That's really what this is about. The people that have to point out how angry other people are want to appear not angry as a result.
Yeah, I'm the
And
not angry
I'm sure
guy.
none of them ever get angry. You know, anger is not a natural human emotion that everyone experiences at some point.
It's not.
It's definitely not something that you should weave into performance art or content in any way, because it might trigger a little fucking rose petal like Boogie here.
You know, whatever. I mean, like, he's obviously going for a very different image. I don't know why, because it seems like he got super popular with a character that was a total asshole. But
I really don't understand it, but
so I don't really
Right.
get the. I don't
No,
really
I get
get
it.
it, but
I do.
you do. Maybe,
Yes.
maybe- I don't really have the. I mean, look, as far as Boogie goes, my experience of Boogie before this is I follow him on Twitter, so I've seen some of his like centrist stuff on Twitter that he does.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw a few clips of him in his H3 podcast thing,
Yeah.
and I might have seen a video or two, like over the course of the years. But
Yeah.
I really have very little exposure to him or to YouTubers in general. I'm just not. I don't watch many people on this platform, so I don't really have much of a sense of who this guy is, like maybe you guys do. Scotty obviously just did a bunch of research, and Paul, you seem like you're pretty.
I mean, I've followed his drama and shit because there's a lot of it. You know, it pops up every once in a while, and I watched him early on until this oppressive, centrist, nice guy act
I think,
got
I think it's kind of a
old.
good segue to talk about the next thing, which is a big point about Boogie is that a lot of people think Boogie's like, hey, he's this really nice guy, and he just doesn't.
Well,
wanna
that's always
fight.
been my thing with him,
And he doesn't want to fight back. So that's a big thing. It's like Boogie gets attacked, but Boogie's this nice guy. He just doesn't. He stands above the fray. I'm gonna take that high road. I'm
Right.
not gonna engage in that kind of stuff.
I refuse to sling insults.
And unfortunately, that impression is, almost totally false.
really.
And that's gonna
so
be
is
showed.
this is Boogie can't handle the hate. Is that what we're supposed to be playing here?
And a lot of times, people have given him actually unofficially he's a Mr. Rogers of the internet, basically.
I will say that
He's trying to cultivate that image.
I will say that he looks consistently better as the years go by.
Because he's lost like 200 pounds.
He's
here.
definitely lost weight. He's obviously improved his personal hygiene.
Well, he did have a
and stuff
gastric
like that.
bypass surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that on Twitter because like I said, that's my main. I know him more as a Twitter personality than a YouTube personality.
Well, you're about to get introduced.
So let's see.
If you look up my name on those days, it was being tweeted by a hell of a lot more than 10,000 people.
So this is
In fact, I'm
he's
doing
about
it-
to talk
doing
about
it
his
right now.
a welfare check that was basically paid to him because he made suicidal comments.
So anyway,
Welfare
long story short,
check.
He's talking about a wellness check. Somebody called in a wellness check on him.
Let's call it a welfare check, but whatever. Wellness check.
Well,
Same.
isn't welfare check? That's what.
A welfare check is
That's
what you
what
get from the government.
Yeah, that's like.
No. A welfare check is when someone goes to make sure you're alive, or you can say wellness, whatever. It's equivocation. They want the police were set to check on Boogie.
Because he was.
Because he
being
was
suicidal
like,
or something.
talking like suicidal to his fans
Okay,
and
Yeah.
shit.
Gotcha. So he does that a lot.
long story short, gotta get paid to get laid, y'all.
Just know it doesn't matter what you do, people will always make up stories. The real Boogie fans won't buy into anything that doesn't come straight from Daddy's mouth.
So you're basically a brainwashed cultist at that point. You're a sycophant.
Long story short, I can't fucking believe this shit. Long story short, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing, man. You know?
Oh my god, he just did long story short twice in a row, and it gave me a flashback to that episode of South Park
Yeah.
where the kids are trapped in that zip lining tour.
Yeah.
And there's an obnoxious guy there
Oh,
that
God.
is just constantly saying, Anyway, long story short, and then he just rambles on and on and on and on and on.
He does this a lot in the videos I pulled. Like, in these two in particular, like, it's like when something happens, if he gets like a super chat or whatever, like, he has to reset the bullshit he was going to say.
And, the thing about it, I'm feeling like really fucking bored listening to him fucking talk, but...
Well, that's one of the things that typifies Boogie.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
I just
He's very
assumed...
long-winded.
I just assume because of how popular he is that...
No, he's a yammerer.
We're all yammerers here, right? But I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like I'm not hearing so much yammering. I'm hearing a lot of typing, and I'm seeing a lot of...
Well, he's mad here, TJ.
Doe-eyed
he's
staring.
He's
and-
angry.
Okay.
Upset, TJ.
So this is him angry?
Yes, this is really angry.
You wouldn't
Boogie.
like me when I'm angry.
It is?
TJ.
Okay. I mean,
TJ, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
he just kind of strikes me as like almost listless at the moment. So his anger is a strange emotion that I don't think I'm familiar with, because I certainly don't look like this when I'm angry.
Long story short, I'm not built for this fucking kind of hate. It's hard enough when it's just a couple of hundred assholes on Reddit.
Rap?
It's a lot
People
fucking harder
attacking
when
me.
it's the entire fucking internet. It feels like the entire fucking internet. I'm not built for
Everyone
this shit.
hates him.
So my plan here is to wait until this.
So my plan here is...
My plan here
is...
You have to like 2
blows
minutes.
over, and hopefully it will. And if it doesn't,
We're practically there.
All right.
I'm gonna make it. I'm done. I
just
can't
do it.
do this anymore.
Right. Yeah.
This is the okay.
Unfortunately, it's really not. Unfortunately, it's really not.
He says this. over and
Hello,
over again.
darkness, my
Here's
old
what I can
friend.
Here's what I can say.
Ha!
I'm exhausted.
Then get the fuck offline and go take a nap or something, because you're putting me to sleep.
I can't do that until I get my requisite positive comment threshold for the day. I got to have everybody putting hearts in the chat and telling me how nice I am and how much they love me.
Jeez.
Let's move on to the next video. It's in the same. vein.
Please. Thank you. It's the same. Boogie talks about the police again.
Anyway, he ended up retweeting my serial harasser.
Oh, come on.
And I tried to talk to him about it, and I'm like, I try to explain my point of view, and he ended up taking a lot of things I
So
said.
you
out
see
of
a
context.
common theme.
Is there always this much
Oh,
repetition?
dude, there
Yes.
is, and Boogie is always a victim. There's always someone coming after Boogie. There's always someone attacking Boogie. Boogie's a victim of circumstance. He's a victim of something. He's a victim of some force somewhere. If it's anonymous people, a lot of times it's like kind of these anonymous people on the internet are saying bad things about him, and it's wearing him down. He's getting really upset, and then he's going to make comments that he's suicidal. And so here you go.
So I ended up depersonalizing, and I'm like, dude, listen to me. I can't do this tonight. I just got out of 72-hour suicide watch. My best friend has been watching my back ever since I landed. He knows I'm fucking having suicidal thoughts. He knows I'm thinking the worst things. He just left me alone for a little while. I can't fight with you right now. I can't deal with this shit. Could you please not? And I'm like, I'm going to block you so I don't have to see that shit. Please don't take it personal. But I can't do this shit right now. So please, fuck off. And I'm like...
Do you know how to turn
I'm
a
like,
computer off? Do you know how to turn a cell phone off or turn
Yeah, I mean, like,
notifications off? Like
God.
I
Just-
really
yeah, I mean,
have a
like-
hard time buying anybody. And I understand, dude. I've been the victim of. Well, I don't really consider it a victim, but I've been on the receiving end of a hate campaign or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, the Milo one was crazy.
I mean, but I've had several, over the time where it's just like my whole fucking shit is filled with negativity. But at the end of the day, it's on me if I read it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my life isn't out there on Twitter, so it's like, if I'm getting a bunch of shit and I'm getting salty just sitting there reading all these negative comments, I just turn it off. Like, he acts like he's a captive to these people. I can't do this right now, man. I was suicidal. I'm a 72-hour suicide. Why are you explaining that to a troll?
Yeah, like they care.
Like, why are you feeding that little nugget of info to a troll who is obviously getting his rocks off watching you react to this shit?
'Cause he
Just
wa-
turn off the fucking computer,
'Cause
dummy.
He wants your sympathy and he wants your money. And then because of he and a lot of these people that are leaving positive comments.
So you basically, Scotty, let me just clarify what you're saying. are you basically saying that, in your opinion, from what you've seen, that Boogie
He wants love.
uses this poor me kind of story
Oh,
to
constantly. It's everything out of his mouth.
engender sympathy and financial support, and to make people feel sorry for them so they stick around, so that they feel like some sort of personal connection, so they feel
for
some kind of
sure.
personal
If
responsibility
you read
for
a lot
his
of the comments that are
mental
positive,
well-being.
if you read a lot of the positive comments, it's like when Boogie shares something like this, it's like, you know what, Boogie, I had a time where I was suicidal too, and you talking about it is such a positive. So it's like he takes these people who have a very genuine, real life, trauma. And
You saved my life, Boogie.
And yeah, like the people like that he really did in that way help. And he just is like, yeah, see, I'm doing all this good. I'm such a good person. So he feels good about that. But he's really just exploiting that because, I mean, it's like he's talking about these issues, but it's not like he's talking about it, I think, from a perspective of, like, I really want to help people and raise awareness about suicide.
Boogie is hardly the
He wants that
first
attention.
internet personality to engage in that emotional feedback loop. Where it's like, if I pour me on the internet and I've got a fan base, they're going to come and go like, oh, dude, we love you, bro, blah, 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 blah. And like everybody has done that. Like, TJ, you've probably fucking posted some shit where you weren't feeling all that great. And
Sure. I mean, look.
and people fucking send you nice things. Oh, I love you, TJ, this, that, and the other thing. Makes you feel good, right?
Sure.
Well, a guy like Boogie needs that all the time.
So it's basically
He needs
just
it
a way
every
of,
day. He needs
it's
every
a way
day.
of life for him.
Right.
He needs that constant reinforcement.
And he gets it because he's got this fan base of his trained to, anytime somebody attacks him, if he makes a centrist statement that, makes no sense, or that some, left or right-wing personality picks up on and picks apart, he needs that immediate defense. He needs to hear that despite the arguments being made, which he won't touch, he's right still. And his fan base is trained like a bunch of little fucking guard dogs.
It's very insular.
To anytime anybody says anything negative about Boogie.
So basically,
There's no valid criticism.
So
Because listen what he's doing here.
Right.
He's not just telling a story about somebody harassing him.
Yeah.
He is putting out into his fan base that when people say mean things about me, I get suicidal.
Yes.
I'm going to hang myself because people are saying mean shit to me, and I can't do it anymore, guys. What is that telling his mostly teenage fan base to do? Take my defense. Go out there and fight for me. Inundate me with positivity constantly.
You're picking on me, basically. Like, I'm too weak to defend myself.
And he's a grown-ass man. He's older than me.
Yeah.
He's 44, 45 years old.
I think 42.
And he's got a bunch of fucking young people online fighting his battles for him. And that's really what this is about. This isn't about him actually bitching about something that's making him angry. This is his call to arms. He's ringing the war bell.
100%.
Going like, oh, fan base, get out there and fight my battles for me. I can't handle it. I can't come up with an argument on my own. I can't defend my actions.
So let me ask you this. You're saying this, and I just want to clarify that this is, I'm understanding what you're laying down here. So I've seen Boogie post political stuff on his Twitter.
Sure.
Yes.
And it's usually kind of takes a very center road, kind of middle path is the right path.
Sides. Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's a classic example of the centrist, whatever. I'm not a centrist. I've been accused of it a few times here and there because I criticize both parties, but I'm not a centrist.
I'm centrist where I need to be, where I feel,
Right.
where I.
But he's consistently he's like the kind of person that just feels like the truth is always in the middle,
Right.
which is a fallacy.
He's
but whatever.
he's also a diplomat too. He also
Yeah.
wants to be the guy that sees two people fighting online about a political or social
and
difference,
bridges the gap
and
somehow.
he wants to be the guy that fixes their
But
friendship.
what you're telling me is that despite the fact that he engages in political commentary, occasionally at least, that he's not willing to actually argue his points with anybody and just relies on this sort of emotional
A lot
manipulation.
of times when he does argue with
or
people,
does he actually, or will he actually advance his case and make an argument?
if it comes to his personal life, then yes.
Well, I'm talking about politics specifically.
I didn't really see much of that.
you don't really get a whole lot of hard stances out of Boogie. I know he will pick a candidate. I know he has said that he leans left.
Sure.
But in terms of how he engages in politics, it's almost always from that diplomatic angle of I'm going to be the guy between the left and the right to make sure everything doesn't, devolve into name calling. and we keep it substantive and we keep friendly about it because we're all people, you know. And I want everybody to remember that everybody's a person. It's so wearisome.
If you've got about 2 minutes here, TJ, I think you'll see some kind of interesting repetition kind of thing.
Oh my god, it's really driving me a little crazy,
all right,
honestly.
go right there.
But okay.
And I couldn't fucking believe this shit. And so here I am. I just had a girl over. I had a girl just coming over. And is this someone I know in real life? Nope. I just interacted with the wrong person on Twitter. And so he did a welfare check. And I appreciate that.
Gotta get
But
paid to get laid, y'all.
you know,
Suicide is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Remember that, Boogie.
right. And as I try to explain to this person,
Wow, somebody paid $3 to spit that old fucking anecdote at him.
Dude, I hate.
Come on.
What a world.
I hate the idea of letting someone else interrupt your shit for money.
Well, we did it for a
right,
while.
I know, and I hated
And it was the most heinous
It was
fucking
a
shit.
stopgap solution.
Oh, yeah. Well,
to
there was
the
no
problem,
fucking
but-
point. It's basically what YouTube gave us instead
Yeah.
of ad revenue. It was like,
So we had no choice, but we, as soon as we could figure out a way out of that system, we did. But I despise it. But I understand it's a thing that people do. So
Yeah,
whatever.
sure.
try to explain to anybody else. I just went through a divorce. I just went through gastric bypass surgery.
All right. So
poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me.
I'm really amazed at how boring Boogie2988 is.
Well, see, that's because you're not engaged in the emotional exchange with him.
Right. I guess if I had whatever this kind of connection with him where, I felt like, I don't know how his fans feel about him. I mean, they must feel like some kind of level of responsibility for his well-being because he seems to constantly
Well, he fosters that.
he seems to put the
He wants
onus
them to
on
feel
them
that way.
to keep his mental state good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which I think that's weird to put that onus on your fans. You need therapy at that point, not a fucking
And many people have said
not
that.
enabling people. But whatever, that's your business. You can have whatever dynamic with your fans you want, but oh my god, it's so dull.
I think this is probably it kind of gets where he's going to complain about the welfare check.
Okay.
Wellness check.
If I haven't harmed myself yet, I'm not going to.
What?
Maybe he was genuinely worried.
How does that logic hold up? Everyone before they harm themselves hasn't harmed themselves.
Correct. Unless they've done it previously.
Well, no, but there's always a first time, right?
Sure. Yes, of course.
So,
I agree with you there.
I mean, that doesn't hold logical sense.
I haven't done it, so I'm not.
I've
going
never
to.
done it, so I'll never do it. If that was true, then no one would ever do it. So,
So it
that's
was
obviously
basically-
wrong.
It's obviously what I'm reading here is that I had no intention of doing it. I just wanted sympathy on the internet. So then some asshole actually took me at my word, and the police showed up.
Yeah, how dare you? I want you guys to show concern for me, but not enough concern to inconvenience me with police visiting me and making sure I'm not going to off
That's
myself.
pretty much what he's saying here. Like, look, I'm not going to do it enough, so I might bitch about it, but let's not send the police to bother me because actually I have no intention of ever harming myself.
Okay.
Then the last thing you should do is send a cop to someone who's suicidal's front door. Do you know how?
What?
No, that's absolutely that's 100% what you should do.
And see, this is him scolding this person
For
if he
being
was- if he was-
concerned?
No. Here's the thing. Think about it, TJ.
Gotcha. Thinking about it.
Boogie threatens suicide.
Yeah.
Does he want cops coming over? No. What does he want? Don't do it, Boogie. We love you, Boogie. You have so much to live for, Boogie. Remember, suicide is a temporary or whatever.
Temporary solution or temporary problem, whatever the fuck the cliche is.
a permanent solution to a temporary.
There you go,
He
Scott.
doesn't want to
nails
have.
it.
He doesn't want to actually deal with any of the consequences because, in my estimation, he never had any fucking intention of hurting himself in the first
No,
place.
definitely
He's
not.
using it as a tool of manipulation, and somebody in his fan base took it upon themselves to get worried enough to call in a wellness check or a welfare check on him. And did so, and he's scolding now the entirety of his fan base to let everybody else know, hey, I want the positive comments, but I don't want the cops. I don't want the calls to, local authorities and shit. It's not that serious.
Let's move on to the next one, TJ.
Please. So here's Twitter. Axor Maw, I don't know who that is, says, you make me so sad, Boogie. I want to end it all and saw you as an inspiration. My end is on you. This person's obviously fucking with him.
Yes.
Boogie says, I hope you choose to stay and fight just like I am. If you don't, I'll be disappointed, but I will understand. What? Okay. So basically, you just got thrown a softball thing that you could have easily just ignored.
Yes.
Or if you're going to respond to it, be like, here's a suicide prevention hotline and, whatever the fuck. But probably you should have just ignored it.
Yes.
But this fucking, if you do kill yourself, I'll understand. That's not something you should be saying to a fucking person.
He's just trying
that
to
said you're
be
suicidal.
understanding. He's trying to take that centrist position again.
Once
TJ.
again, even on suicide.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we only get one life. You have to live it to its fullest, even if it's utterly pointless in the end.
Wow, great shit to feed to somebody suicidal.
Yeah, it's almost like he wants this guy to
Yeah.
fucking kill himself, honestly.
Oh, Boogie does that a lot. That's something you'll see a lot. When he wants to say something, he'll find a way to couch it. So it's like, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it.
There's
Right.
like some passive aggression
Yeah,
going
very
on.
passive
Yeah.
aggressive.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think this is a disastrously terrible thing he said here, but...
Well, you can just see.
In the
I think
Obviously, it's part of a
what we're
pattern,
talking about
yeah.
here.
In the totality of it, it is.
So here is, this is called Boogie Says He Has No Problem Pulling the Trigger.
Oh, great. Here
All
we
right.
I'm hoping when I get too old, I just get assisted medical suicide rather than go that way than an agonizing death. Yeah, I hear you. I think, and this is my opinion, I think when the time comes, I'm gonna have no problem pulling the trigger or like once I've fully given up hope. Once
I'm just reminding you guys that even though I got my nice shiny new fucking teeth, I'm still suicidal. Still could use a few more of those positive DMs on Twitter from you guys. Come on.
I have no problem pulling the trigger when the time comes.
I believe that if you want to kill yourself, then you should be able to do that. And obviously you can. There's nothing that could actually
appreciate
stop
the sentiment,
you from
but
doing
it
it.
doesn't matter what you believe,
Right, you
Like
know.
you do that. You do have the ultimate right. Nobody can.
No one
fucking
can actually stop you
yourself.
from killing yourself if you
Right.
want to. But I mean, my position is I don't like suicide. I've seen it devastate people I know.
Oh, yeah.
I think that it is, and I know this is a total cliche, but I do find it to be a selfish act and all that other stuff. And I've gotten shit for saying that. So obviously, there's people on the other side.
You've gotten shit for saying suicide is for pussies.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you got shit for.
Right. And I mean, but that's why.
That's a different statement.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't think suicide is for pussies. I don't think somebody that actually picks up a gun and puts it in their mouth and pulls the trigger and blows their brains all over the wall could ever be fucking called a pussy.
I don't know. I guess I get your point. But whatever the case may be, I think they have a right to do it, though. And obviously, like you said, what I think doesn't even matter on that front. But at some point, it's like your constant talk of suicide all the fucking time. I'm going to kill myself. I thought about killing myself. I'm going to kill myself, blah, blah, blah. How dare you send police to my house because I said I was going to kill myself?
Because he doesn't, yeah, right.
Well, just play the rest of this. I don't think it's much longer.
I thought that was it.
Nope.
It doesn't seem to want to play anymore.
Oh, okay.
I could try again.
I'm hoping when I
Go
get
about
too
halfway.
given up hope. Once I've fully given up hope, once I'm fully ready to go, once the internet has forgotten about me and you guys don't you don't
Look at
need
this
me
Oh,
manipulative
wow.
shit.
Never mind.
anymore.
Fuck me.
And if I haven't found a wife and I haven't had kids or something like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I haven't
Get
had
a
the
date,
life that
too,
I-
with this.
Scoop
it all up.
Wow, so this is really just completely blatant manipulation.
Yes.
Like,
That's why I wanted
if
to
I
hear
lose
it.
my audience and I don't get all the things I want, then I'll just kill myself.
Man, people on the internet are being mean to me.
It's not even that.
If
It's
I
like,
don't get fans, I'm gonna kill myself. If I don't get money, I'm gonna kill myself.
Come on, Eric Hartman.
Yeah, this is this is what bothers me about suicide. Somebody deciding to commit suicide, if you know them and you love them, it's a horrible fucking thing. I've had it happen to me a couple of times in my
pretty
life.
fucking obvious.
It's terrible, but that's the problem with what we're looking at here. Is because even if you haven't experienced that, you can imagine at least on some kind of base human level, how awful it would be to have somebody you know and love do that.
Boogie, you shouldn't.
And Boogie uses that base human fear of losing somebody that they care about, which he fosters an audience that cares about him.
He's using himself as a bargaining chip.
Yes. Once you guys stop watching what I do, and once you guys stop engaging with the content, and once you guys stop retweeting what I tweet, and once you guys stop giving me positivity, and if I don't ever find a wife, then I'm going to kill myself. I don't have any problem pulling the trigger. Just like he's got young kids watching him. So this is like a 40-something-year-old dude playing video games for teenagers and manipulating those young people who probably know somebody who knows somebody that's committed suicide into thinking he's going to do it unless they're nice to him constantly and feed him positivity constantly. That's exactly his game.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking manipulative. And I mean, you know, on a mass level too, just manipulating an entire audience of people with the threat.
All the while cloaking himself in this nice guy persona, this centrism persona.
Right.
Where he's going to be, I never say anything bad about anybody, and blah, 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 blah. Yet he's so fucking sociopathic and manipulative.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of, you know, I want to try to give some, like, benefit of the doubt. Maybe I shouldn't.
That's why I'm saying, well, look.
But I want to, maybe he
look at
doesn't
everything-
realize the full implications of what he's saying and what he's doing.
No, I don't.
That doesn't
think that's
matter.
True. I don't think that's true, and I think we're gonna see it in later videos. And look, I'm telling you, you could be the biggest Boogie2988 fan, and I'm not saying you can't like his content. I'm not saying you can't like him as a person in some ways, and maybe as a content creator, whatever. But at the same time, if you look at the totality of what people are showing, and look, there's a lot of shit I didn't pull because it was moralizing, or as he said, she said kind of shit. So I'm like, I'm not gonna touch that. These are just Boogie's words here. These are what's Boogie's saying, and if you read between the lines, a lot of these things, I think what you guys have said is entirely correct. It's just crass, utter manipulation of his fans, and it's constantly just going, "Hey guys, poor me, poor me, poor me." And I know, and the reason I'm saying all this stuff is I know we're gonna get criticism from some people and say, "Oh, you're just attacking this guy," and "Oh, there's another explanation. You're reading into what he's saying." But if you look at all of this, I think it's very hard to come to that conclusion.
I mean, this clip alone kind of pushed me, because I mean, I was hearing the argument you guys are making, but this clip that I just saw kind of pushed me more into like, okay, I think that you guys are onto something here, because I mean, it's just so blatant. It's just love me or I will kill myself.
Yep.
I mean, like, he's totally putting the onus on everyone who's watching him once again
to prop up his emotional
right,
state.
to be his emotional support, his financial support. Like,
his audience is...
Your audience is your welfare check at this fucking point, dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't want an actual one, though.
Well, his audience is basically charged with emotional support. It's what a lot of people do in abusive relationships, like a parent blaming the child, like, you're making me so depressed.
And this type of psychological manipulation is mental abuse. And you don't have to be some rage beast or some insult master to mentally abuse people.
Right.
Constantly keeping people scared that they're going to hear that you fucking hung yourself because they didn't send you enough positivity and donate enough to you and shit. That is mental abuse, period. And if this person was in his life rather than just over the internet where these things are fuzzier, he could be accused of that, and I would fucking believe it. The internet allows a filter between that makes this type of stuff fucking acceptable to people, and I don't understand it. I don't understand how Boogie has continued to do this to his fucking fan base for 10 fucking years or more.
More than that, dude. About 12.
And there's not a drumbeat of this against him. I don't understand it.
It's because he's been so successful in cultivating an image that he is none of those things. And people, I think...
But I don't understand how he's cultivating that image when
because
he's just blatantly saying stuff like this.
You have to go digging for this stuff.
Yeah, because this shit happened probably in an 8-hour fucking World of Warcraft stream that only his hardest core fans were watching. You know what I mean? This is not something he put up on his channel as a clip. Somebody clipped it out of a big, long Twitch stream that he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He just drops these little nuggets. And people are starting to catch on to it enough to put this shit out there.
A lot of this started about last year, like maybe 2017. But if you look at Boogie, there's a lot of breadcrumbs. That's what I call it. Like, he drops these little breadcrumbs out there. Oh, feel sorry for me. And like you said, people pick up on it. His most dedicated fans. And look, he's got 4 million plus YouTube followers. I don't know the other social networks how many he has, but he has millions of people paying attention to him, or in that sphere of influence. And he's also friends with other prominent YouTubers. So Boogie has a pretty big.
He's got
sphere
fucking
of influence.
endorsement deals. I mean, this dude has corporate endorsement deals. He does corporate events and shit.
Yeah.
So it's like he's
Yeah,
got
I know,
mass acceptance in a society, and he's pulling this shit on his audience.
So let's go to the next one, TJ.
Okay.
A little bit. I think it's just a.
This is another Twitter rant from June of this year.
Yes.
Okay, rant time. You may not know this, but a huge part of the internet hates me now.
Not true.
They think I am homophobic or a Nazi, a wife beater, an abuser, child molester, or even worse.
For the record, I can't say that he's never been called those things, but I did not find mass
If
evidence
you
of any of those things.
If you attain any kind of notoriety on the internet, you will be called each one of those things.
Yes. Obviously, none of this is true. Obviously. If it were, I would kill myself. Oh, my God. Here is the old standby.
Yep.
I wouldn't live that way. Ironically, all this negativity makes me horribly suicidal. So you're going to kill yourself anyway, basically.
Right.
I struggle with it daily. I hate it. The idea that so many people think I am even capable of these things makes me wish I wasn't alive. Those things are truly the opposite of who and what I am. At E3,
that should have been your statement on this. Sans all the fucking.
I don't
rest of it.
even think a statement needed to be made. This is just out of nowhere, basically. Right, Scotty? I mean, is there a precursor to this? I mean, I remember he got in a little trouble for saying something that some people construed as homophobic on the H3 thing. That's the only thing I've heard.
I don't think that was from that. I just think that this is go back to the top of the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really aware of any other context for it. There could be some.
This is recent.
Yeah.
But this is from June. I'm not really sure.
Well, I remember the homophobic thing. I don't remember anyone calling him a Nazi or a child molester or a wife beater or any of that stuff.
He hasn't been called any of those things. This is obviously Boogie going the suicide.
This is just
thing.
more feel bad for me.
Yeah, basically.
At E3, though, many people have shown how much they love me. Game devs, gamers, journalists, fans, friends, comedians, literally over 100 people. You might say they haven't heard the rumors, though, and yeah, maybe some haven't. That is fair. But many have said, do not let the internet grind you down. They have said they are smart enough to not believe the bullshit. They have looked at the evidence and saw through it as bullshit if is...
Oh, okay. This is a response to people starting to reveal Boogie's more sinister side.
And they tell me so. It's for one of these people I stay... It's for these people I stay here and keep fighting. Among these people have been journalists like Steve Totillo, fans like you, game devs at Cyberpunk and Borderlands and elsewhere, plus many more. While many people will drink the Kool-Aid and believe the lies, it is clear that many of you will not. So I will fight for us. If my anxiety and pain ever wins and I do harm myself, which I promise you I will not.
What?
Well,
I don't know.
If, but I promise it won't.
then don't even say it then. If it's
No,
not
well-
even a real threat. Anyway, they will try to say it's admission of guilt. No, it is purely my mental illness winning, nothing more. But that's not going to happen, so what do we even need to worry about it? Their vitriol and ignorance will
Basically,
not have mattered
he's been
one way
attacked-
or the other.
He's been attacked for things he said and done, and this is the shield. It's like, look, a lot of people say I've not done that. They've looked at the evidence. It's all lies about me, but I'm still hurting. You need to come in white knight for me and say it's all going to be okay and support me and keep saying nice things about me. That's all this is.
Good, yeah. So here's another... I don't even know what this is. Let's just take a listen, I guess.
But the opportunity to have met you guys and to take photos with you and have you say to my face, I know better. I'm smarter than that. I'm better than that. I'll always be a fan. To know that I have a core audience that is never going to drink the Kool-Aid, that's never going to believe these horrible, monstrous lies about me. It saved my life. I hope. So
I hope.
I hope. See, the shoe, The shoe
question
always
mark.
has to fucking drop with
Wow.
Boogie.
I hope it has.
If he says something hopeful, like, I think I'm in a good place, but maybe not.
I still need a little more, so
Come on.
hopefully it saved my life this time.
Hopefully. I just don't know if there's enough of you. I don't know if I'm getting quite enough money off you
Look
to
how many
really
examples we've
save my
shown.
life.
So people question this. Look how many times Boogie has said these types of things and tweeted these types of things.
And this isn't a comprehensive list of it either. I mean, this is a
man.
constant drumbeat going
Yeah.
all the way back.
I'll
10 years
kill
ago.
myself.
This is scratching the surface.
I'll kill myself. If you don't all love me, I'll kill myself.
I know people will say, well,
Love me, love me, love me,
There's
or I'll
suicide-
kill my fucking self.
They're suicidal people. Yes, then Boogie should seek treatment, not be talking about it constantly on the internet.
Should call a suicide prevention hotline or reach out to his mental health professional and get in to an inpatient facility pronto and get his head straight. If he's
Exactly.
actually suicidal, he should not be talking into his fucking red Yeti from the road at E3, telling his fans that they might have saved his life by being nice to him
But
at E3.
maybe, just maybe.
But,
Come
you
on.
know, I need a little bit more love. I'm not sure if that's enough love to sustain me.
Maybe enough for today. But tomorrow, that'll be a different story.
So next, I guess.
Yep. This is
She
Boogie
retold
talking-
the story. I don't know what he's
I'll give you the
ta-
context.
Okay,
So
give me the context.
this is Boogie defending his dad, who according to him molested his sister.
So he's defending his dad, who he said at some point molested his sister.
Yes.
Okay, she retold the story about. Was that in his Draw My Life video, the molestation thing, or is that a different thing?
I think he just said that later.
Okay. She retold the story about how mom stabbed her at the dinner table, then told her to pull out the knife, you stupid bitch. That night, as my dad dressed the wounds, it was the first time he molested her. She was a preteen. What the flying fuck is my life? Happy Father's Day, Dad. You deserve better than you got, but you did well with what you was given, which
And this goes deeper than
this is the same month.
Yeah, and this goes even deeper.
So
than
this is when my dad molested my sister after my mom stabbed her, and then
And it's also
the next.
remember his dad's also an alcoholic. That's another thing he said, and was abusive to him. His mother was abusive to him. Another thing with his dad was interesting. He said in some videos that he spent like his last days like with his dad when his dad was dying, like he was there. And then he said in another tweet that his dad died alone, and he wasn't there, and it's involved in his
So
life.
just an outright lie, one way or the other.
And like, and you see this kind of shit. It's like, oh my dad, Happy Father's Day, Dad. You deserve better than you got. And
I mean, this to me too reeks of the type of shit that if it is true, you don't go post it on Twitter.
Right. I mean, like, why
Like,
would
it's okay to play some cards close to your chest and have private fucking tragedies.
Yeah,
in your
and it's
life.
like your sister. I mean, it's your sister. So I mean, like, if the
Is it
molestation,
her story
yeah, if
like-
the molestation story is true, that's hers.
Right. No, not yours to fucking.
You don't get to use that as a sympathy cudgel. You didn't get raped,
So
or if you
someone-
did, that's your own fucking story to tell. But
So the next thing, if you pull up, is actually someone called him out on this, and this is his response.
okay,
And you tell me that man didn't deserve better than that. I fucking
Where are the
dare
tears?
you.
Where are the tears?
I fucking dare you, and I will knock you the fuck out. I will. I will knock you the fuck out. I will fucking floor you. You tell me that man didn't deserve better than that.
Pause this. If anyone's ever been around anyone that was actually upset and crying, you would know that this man is not actually crying. There's nothing. There's no snot coming out of his nose. There's no tears coming out of his eyes. His eyes aren't red or bloodshot. This is a pure bad performance.
It does look pretty fucking suspect.
I'm so sad. I'll knock you the fuck
But
out.
I'll knock you the fuck out. I'll knock you on your fucking ass. I swear to God, I will. Anybody deserves better than that. Anybody deserves better. And you tell me.
That's it.
okay. All
This
right.
one's really fucked up. Boogie threatens to send his dog to the pound over an argument.
What? This?
And everyone, yep.
Is it this Boogie's passive aggression thing?
I think this is.
And there's my buddy S. Jake W. down in the corner.
I'm not sure if it's the.
Jake
oh,
the
is this
Shake.
not it?
Is it the one that's BXRWU?
BXRW. Yes.
Okay, that should be it then.
Okay. Play. Want to play?
Can you play?
How about a
I
play?
only block people who call me names. And if you can prove to me,
If it's
that
not
the
deleted,
reason I
can try to
blocked
find
you
it,
is
but-
that you called me no names this summer, if you can prove to me you showed me no names this summer, I will literally take Sam to the pound. I will literally take him to the pound and find him a new home. I swear.
Please
Oh, I
don't
would
do
not-
that. What?
Yeah, please don't do that. We love animals too much.
I will find. No, I'm saying I will find him a new home. I will find him a new
No,
home.
keep your
I
dog.
know.
How-
Keep your dog,
What?
please.
I want you to keep your dog.
Yeah. I'll take my dog to the fucking pound.
Hold on.
Look at that chat. You have deep emotional issues, Boogie. Yes.
Hold on. I want to.
I only block people who call me names. And if you
I'm trying
can
to grasp
prove
this.
if you can prove to me
If it's
that
not
the
deleted,
reason I
can try to
blocked
find
you
it,
is
but-
that you called me no names this summer, if you can prove to me you showed me no names this summer, I will literally take Sam to the pound. I will literally take him to the pound and find him a new home. I swear.
Well, I would not- Yeah, please don't do that.
Sounds to me like Boogie doesn't want his dog anymore, and he's trying to look for an excuse.
So wait. He's talking to.
He blocked somebody, and he said,
I don't know who he's talking to.
He's talking to Who Gives a Fuck,
Right.
and accusing that person of calling him names. That person saying,
And
I
he's
never
saying-
called you any names. And he said, if you can prove to me you hadn't called me any names this
I will
summer,
give my dog to
I
the
will
pound?
literally take my little fucking dog, who I proclaim to love more than anything in the world,
to the pound.
and have made multiple tearful fucking Twitter posts about how he saved you from suicide and shit. I'm going to take that little dog to the pound if you can prove to me that you didn't insult me on the internet this summer.
So my wife works as a dog groomer at a pound or whatever.
A vet.
At a veterinarian's office. I'm sorry.
And a pound.
Well, it's just similar. Well, there was a woman there who brought her dog in for some kind of surgery to get her some teeth removed, some bad teeth, and when she heard the price, she's like, "Oh, wow, is that for like the whole mouth if like things get really bad?" And they're like, "No, that's just the price for the two teeth that need to be removed." And the woman's like, "Well, if there's any complications, just let her die. It's getting too expensive. Just let her die."
Just let her die.
And then the vet comes out and is like, "That woman literally made like 4 or 5 references to just letting her dog die during this visit."
She's hoping.
Yeah, she's like basically crossed her fingers like, "Come on, dead dog."
If the dog should die, and look, I'm not saying
And I was
both of
like,
them.
"What the fuck is wrong with that person?" And now I'm hearing this, and I'm hoping that that's just like a hyperbolic
I
bullshit
wouldn't-
statement.
No, here's the thing, though, dude. I'm a hyperbolic bullshit statement making motherfucker.
Right.
I would never put Dinor's fucking life up against anything internet related. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even joke about it. Like, he's my buddy. Like, that's a dog owner mentality. This is not, like, that's not dog owner thinking.
If you prove me wrong, I'll take a gun to my dog Salvador's head right now and
Yeah.
just blow his fucking brains out if you
like,
prove me
what?
wrong.
Whatever.
And Jake and whoever's reaction, I don't know if that's Jake's girlfriend, Sarah, I think her name is.
So,
or if that's just some other
the next
person
one
that's
is-
on the stream, but wow.
So Boogie's obviously very
Crazy.
concerned with insults. So this is him claiming he would never insult even his worst enemies.
Okay.
Father molested me, and
Hold
not
on.
to get myself into too much trouble, because last time I told a story about this, I said that stupid shit about the Holocaust, which genuinely I was wrong about. I had a guy try to
Wait, what?
He said that during the Holocaust, the Nazi scientists were given asylum in the U.S. and showed with the Japanese doctors because there was gained in medical knowledge for our country.
Okay.
So
We did do that with the Japanese.
So he said that there was a silver lining to the Holocaust.
Oh, that's not the best framing for that.
I just called it the Holocaust. No, the
rob me
Holocaust.
He tried
Holocaust.
to break into
The
my apartment.
Holocaust.
And you know what I did? I drove him home. He was drunk. He was trying to break into my apartment. He said he wanted to use the phone. I let him use the phone. He called his wife. He explained to his wife that he was drunk and that she needed a ride. This is the kind of person I am. I would never call somebody names. I would never attack somebody. These are the things I won't do for my worst enemy. My father molested me, and I still love him. My mother beat me daily, and I still loved her. So I don't
Just had to remind you guys about my
I
traumatic
don't
childhood.
Understand.
Once again, just dropping some
That
nuggets
kind
of
vitriol,
sadness.
It feels like hatred to me. It feels like hatred to me.
Let's do the next one, TJ.
God, he's so pure. But not. Let's just take a moment to appreciate
What a guy.
a man
What a
who
stand-up guy.
his dad molested him, but he still loved his dad.
Oh, God.
Mom beat
His
him.
mom beat him,
Still loved
but he
her.
still loved
Turned
his
the other
mom.
cheek.
He is internet Jesus.
Wow, he's so amazing.
So he never insults anyone, right? There's two things. He got mad for people insulting him. He would never insult anybody. He drove a drunk dude home. They broke into his house.
So I'm assuming the next clip is him insulting somebody.
Let's hear it.
Oh, this is the same show. Okay.
If that sounds fucking crazy to you,
Anything's fair criticism to me. I got called Hitler yesterday. That was
that's
a fair
not fair criticism. I've been called Hitler too.
I've been called a Nazi. I've been called a Nazi. That's a fair
too.
criticism. Every
That's
criticism
not
is
a fair
fair.
No, not every.
I can call you a neck-bearded cuck. That would be a fair criticism. I don't give a shit. Any
Wait a
criticism
minute.
Do you
is
see what
fair.
you're doing? You're kind of hiding behind the I don't call
No,
names
I'm
by
not.
saying
I'm trying to tell you
would
what I
call
believe.
you.
I'm trying to tell you what I believe, and I would believe
Also-
that calling me fucking Nazi and calling you a neckbeard, that's all fair criticism. All criticism.
Who did you hear call me a neckbeard, or did you just come up with that by yourself?
I don't know. You have a neckbeard, so I was just going by that.
Do
man.
you
I'm
see
sorry.
what
I
I'm
don't know.
talking about, though?
Wow,
It's
how rude.
no. See
Has
what,
no one ever called you a neckbeard? It's a very common insult
course.
on the internet.
So is
It's a
Melon
very
in
common
England,
insult.
Boogie.
I'm not in England, Jake. I'm from Arkansas. I've never been outside of the country. Where the fuck was I going to learn that?
Google.
But that's the point. Who cares?
Wow. So it's pretty bad when S Jake W
I mean,
fucking gets your number
but you,
like that.
but you see that right there. It's like, I could call you a neckbeard cook, but it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
so obvious what you're doing.
Jake the Shake Roberts put the fucking snake clutch on him, dude.
I'm teasing Jake a little. He's actually pretty good, but
Oh shit! The little bromance going on over there, TJ.
What the world?
You like Jake the Shake, dude?
I mean, I like him as much as I can like an SJW.
It's love, sweet love.
I don't got no problem with Jake the Shake.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's all right.
Jake the Shake. Actually, he said he's like lactose intolerant or something.
Damn!
Oh,
Don't
that
throw a
sucks.
shake at him. You
Yeah.
better not laugh too hard at the shakings.
He'll die.
I didn't know.
What's this?
So this
The
is the
Boogie
drama
Drama
cycle.
Cycle. Cool.
So one, say something you think is wise and heroic, but it's actually very stupid and ignorant at best.
So that's what this one is here.
Yeah.
If you ever love me, you'll subscribe to PewDiePie right now. If you ever hated me, you'll do the same. Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe to PewDiePie is basically that.
Right.
I don't really know if it's ignorant. I mean, is it?
Whatever. That's just
who
that's
cares?
their commentary.
When people ask if you're genuine, double down. Make it clear you were serious and your fans take you seriously. So someone said, the internet is for everyone worldwide. What's wrong with India evolving? This must be a separate matter because that doesn't seem like it has anything to do with this. It's about a corporation holding the #1 most subscribed slot. Oh, I see.
That's a PewDiePie.
So basically, this is okay. So that is related.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
YouTube, broadcast yourself. That used to mean something. When T-Series finally passes him, that is officially dead. That's been officially dead. That doesn't matter whether PewDiePie or T-Series is the top of the fucking shit heap. 3, people start calling you stupid. Breakdown starts. So Peter Norway, internet has destroyed your brain. Boogie says back, based on this tweet, I would imagine the internet has destroyed your brain, my friend. Ooh, that's not a good comeback.
Meow.
Anytime when someone says something, he was like, "No, I know you are, but what am I?" You know,
I'm rubber and you're glue, bro.
not the best. You should probably just not even type anything at that point. Only an idiot would believe this is anything other than a silly meme. I hope you're being purposely obtuse. Read the replies to your tweet and see how your fans took it. Check the list of excuses, I mean reasons. Say you never meant any of it because it was all a joke, anxiety, dissociation, etc. The fun is... yeah, we are now. Despite saying you didn't mean it, use the same argument to strawman your critics into extremists attacking you for daring to disagree. Apologize. Actually, do not apologize. Go full passive-aggressive. Claim moral superiority over your critics with no self-awareness to realize how hypocritical you sound. Say you're totally not upset about this because criticisms were never valid anyway. You still loves the haters despite all this, heart.
And Sammy.
Spam pics of your dog and pretend the whole thing never happened.
Cool. I'm
I
going to
mean,
start using
You probably
this.
should have just started with the dog.
It's a 10-step plan.
The 10-step plan.
Or a 9-step plan to internet success.
But I mean, then again, I don't really know. I mean, this whole step 9 thing is about the dog to try to he already made like 50 fucking tweets about this shit. Like, is he just supposed to talk about it till the end of time?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you do want to move on. I really don't feel like I fully disagree with him on this. So maybe that's why I'm not getting into this Boogie cycle shit as much.
There's definitely a cycle with Boogie, but yeah, I mean,
I kind of agree with him on this particular issue. I don't I think that the YouTube game was over long before this PewDiePie versus T-Series symbolic bullshit.
I don't think it's. I mean, yeah, sure. You could definitely agree with him. I don't think it's even so much about that. It's just about a pattern of.
It's just about how he conducts himself.
Yes.
Well,
precisely.
I mean, everyone's got a method to their madness, so to speak.
Let's move on to our next one, TJ.
Okay. What is this?
This is cut the clit, dude.
Cut the clit?
Cut the clit, dude.
Cut the clit.
There you go.
Okay.
That could be a cue. Someone says you can't put your finger into a clitoris. Somebody here doesn't have a scalpel handy. Because let me tell you something. You splay that fucker just right, you can wrap it all around your fingers. You gotta shave real thin. Woo! That's disturbing.
That's an interesting.
That's the most fucked up thing I've said in a while. Woo! That's messed up. All right, Herald of Faith. 5 cast scores 4
Good for you, Boogie.
You know, I'm once again, I like it. I'm an edgelord. Obviously, there's a little bit of an edgelord buried somewhere in the crybaby that is Boogie. And
Look at those
whatever.
Boogie sympathy coming out of TJ.
Well, what? Do you have a problem with what he said there?
No, not really.
I asked.
I think it's a little weird.
I got the female perspective.
Is
I asked Taylor. I said, someone with a clitoris. Can you clue me in? She said, well, I could see it as kind of a joke, but also I don't really know if it was a joke from him. So I don't know if the laugh at the end is covering up him being kind of.
He sounded like a guy that had splayed open a clitoris before. You know.
Hey, as long as it was consensual, you know.
There you go. Well,
I guess so. I guess he's fine with female genital mutilation.
There you go. Who isn't, Scotty? So what is this? Oh man, a screed. Okay. So is there context for this, or you want to just get into it?
This is him kind of just, even after he's dead, throwing a little bit of shade at Total Biscuit, which is a YouTuber like a lot of people are aware of, that passed away, or died this year.
this was his,
can anyone give me a little brief rundown of who
Total
Biscuit is?
was another video game. He got popular as a caster for StarCraft matches.
Okay.
And then kind of moved into more generalized gaming reviews and gaming content. He had a really distinctive voice. He was a British guy.
Okay.
And he got cancer and died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
He was also kind of a controversial figure in and of himself. Had a lot of drama and stuff during his career, but I guess the middle paragraph here is probably the one we're looking for. John once also threw me under the bus in the name of consumer rights. A PR company was promoting what almost came down to paid reviews, and John broke the story. I was working with that PR company at the time, and while my contract was different from the other contracts, I got lumped in. I talked to John about it, and he said I shouldn't be working with shady companies if I didn't want to be connected, which is true. If I didn't want to be connected to shady things, he was more than glad to sacrifice anything in the name of consumer advocacy, including me. So it's just his little passive-aggressive way of
Fuck him for being principled on that.
Yeah, dude dies of cancer. You used to work with the guy, and you got to make sure that you throw some negativity at him on his way out.
Even if you're right and he's wrong or whatever the fuck, is now really the time? I mean, the dude just died, and you're going to be like...
Yeah, he's dead. He's 6
You know what?
under.
Fuck him. Fuck him. I mean, obviously, he sandwiches it. It's the fucking criticism-compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
But, the dude just died. No one gives a fuck about whatever this petty drama you had between this paid reviews shit. Like, is it really the time or place? Like, can't you just let bygones be bygones on that one? The fucker's dead. You outlived him. Congratulations. He's gone. You're still here. You really got to take a parting fucking pot shot over some years-old shit that he can't respond to anymore?
Yes.
Okay. Rock on, I guess.
That's why it's in the middle, because the beginning it's something nice and the ending is something nice.
Of course.
The middle is kind of just douchey.
Looks like he's supporting the GoFundMe for his fucking family and all that shit, so
Of
whatever.
course.
It's not
and it's buried, of course, so it's not like...
Yeah, I mean, like...
All I had to say was, like,
couldn't it just be that and
Yeah.
not this other shit? Whatever. I guess he's trying to go for the whole heartfelt thing, but then you shouldn't put a fucking negative shit right in the middle of it, but whatever. That's your choice, I guess. What is this? YouTube gaming star Boogie claims to have been raped.
Yes.
Which we heard him claim, and he said his dad molested him. I've never talked about this publicly, but if it can help some people, I'd like to. And this is, I guess, is this him speaking here?
Yes.
The rape I mentioned, there is a much simpler way of saying what happened. I was molested by an older sibling, female, at a young age. So he's now saying his sister molested him.
Yes.
And he only had one sister, right? And if I remember from his Draw My Life story, he had two siblings. He had a brother and a sister. So I guess he's claiming now that his sister molested him. I remember very little of it, but enough to know that this wasn't just further stuff related to my Munchausen syndrome that my mother was famous for. Oh, that's new. Certainly inappropriate contact was made between me and my older sister several times when I was 3 or 4. Beyond that, my mother insisted something happened with another family member. I have no personal recollection of that. So I've always presumed that my mother was lying. But as I get older and more evidence rises to the top, I believe there is truth to it. What's even more complicated is my relationship with my mother was certainly inappropriate, and those details I will take to my grave. Okay.
So go to the next one.
I somehow doubt that you're going to spare us any detail.
And this is actually someone tracked down Boogie's sister.
Oh, so they actually found his sister.
Yes.
So this guy writes to Boogie's sister, "Are you the sister Boogie accused of raping/molesting him? Also, your thoughts on Boogie telling the world his dad raped you, and how do you feel about his threats to knock people's teeth out if they speak ill of dear old dad? Thanks."
So clearly a shit stir.
She says, "Fuck no."
I'm not sure what that was in response
I mean,
to.
she could be saying, "Fuck no, I'm not Boogie's sister," right? Or do we know for a fact that it is?
I'm assuming, but based on this, that it actually is Boogie's sister, because if you read the next thing...
Oh, okay.
This is what...
So what is this?
There's a DM between the guy that...
Oh, so this is Boogie. This is Boogie writing to...
So he basically confirms that it is his sister.
This is Boogie writing to this guy.
Yes.
Okay. Look, man, if you have something to say, please say it directly to me. My family is very fragile. My sister has difficulty dealing with the abuse that she was put through. Blah. Well, you fucking put her in the spotlight with this shit, dude.
Yeah. For his own
I mean,
personal...
you're
you had no problem sharing all of that shit to your fans for extra sympathy.
I mean, you're the one who put it out there. I mean, you took aspects of her personal life and put it out there, and now you're going to be like, don't fucking say anything to her. Don't fucking mention what I've done or said or any of that shit. She's still very paranoid because of the abuse. Maybe she's paranoid because her fucking brother is out there fucking saying that she molested him and saying that she was molested and telling all these fucking family secrets or whatever the fuck is going on. This dude said, I have nothing else to say to her. Her treats are protected now anyway. He goes on to basically, it looks like, admonish this guy further and say, hey, just say it to me, say it to me. And he says, I asked her if she was the sister who you accused of molesting you. Her response was, fuck no. That's a strong accusation, and she's saying it's not true. I don't know if it was clear that that's what she was saying, fuck no, to.
It seems that way,
Because
but
you asked multiple questions, and
we
she
don't
only said
know.
fuck no once. So we don't really know what her response meant.
Well, he's assuming he's taking it as that she the sister.
And Boogie says, if you rape someone, would you admit it on social media? Would you admit it anywhere? Why do you think she would? I guess whatever.
Why'd you admit it on social media then if you don't want her to be asked about it?
It's kind of weird.
It's kind of a strange way of going about
the
it.
Strange world of Boogie2988.
You know, I mean, either she did, in which case you threw her under the bus, or I mean, I guess maybe she deserves to be thrown under the bus, but now you're acting like she shouldn't be thrown under the bus, but you're the one who threw her under the bus, so...
And he even says originally there, like, he doesn't really know for sure. So
Okay.
it's kind of like...
Well, he said he knew for sure that she molested him, but there was some other family member that he wasn't sure molested him.
Correct.
But I don't know.
So let's go to the next
It's getting
one.
complicated.
It's very...
So what is this? This is Nintendo Life tweeted, Nintendo gives terminal cancer patient the chance to play Smash Brothers Ultimate. I'm assuming before it came out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boogie says, glad that I was able to help draw attention to this, and so glad it actually happened. Way to go, Internet. We did something awesome. So
Okay,
what's
so-
the problem with this?
The problem with this is that Boogie is taking credit for something he barely... All he did was make... all Boogie did in this situation is retweet.
Okay.
He did 2 retweets that they were doing this campaign to try to get Nintendo executives to let this guy play this before he died of cancer. So one Redditor, along with several professional streamers, managed to convince Nintendo to allow his terminally ill friend, and actually in this case his brother, to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate prior to its release. The day prior to the friend passing away, Boogie steals their credit just to make himself look like a good person. So basically, Boogie just takes credit.
He doesn't really say that he did it. He said he was able to help draw attention to it.
I mean,
and then he says,
awesome.
"Way to go, internet! We did something awesome." As in, like, this whole community did something awesome.
I mean, you could interpret it that way. I could see it both ways.
I mean, I'm trying to be generous here with how I'm interpreting shit because I don't want to be.
Well,
I don't want to look at everything through the lens of this guy's a piece of shit.
Pull up the news article and see if he's ever mentioned as something.
So there's a news article. Is this it? Or is this is more shit?
This is more shit. So this is the guy
This is related.
Actually,
so this is Juan the actual brother?
This is what Boogie did to draw attention.
Oh, so he retweeted this stuff.
That was already retweeted at 10
Hi,
times.
so basically he retweeted Juan here, Liquid H-Box. Hi, Nintendo America. Thank you for that awesome direct. A member of the community, Spooky Woobler, is bedridden with terminal cancer. His wish is to play Ultimate before it's too late. I know how exclusive the company is with this, but perhaps we can get him a demo at least.
That's the guy who's tweeting.
And this is the guy who's sick. Boogie also retweeted Zach Taylor. So, I mean, Boogie's role in this was pretty fucking minor.
I mean,
he retweeted a couple other people's tweets. Didn't even compose his own tweet about it. Just retweeted a couple of others.
Yeah, he didn't actually make any statements except just to take some credit.
Didn't make a
nice
video about it or anything.
Tweet,
but
though.
Yeah, he made sure to take the victory lap once it happened. I mean, whatever it's. I mean, he's not lying. He obviously did help by retweeting this shit. I don't know.
Guess in some limited way.
I doubt that it made that he was
these other guys,
tipping point or anything.
The other people involved were tirelessly.
I mean, this already has
lobby.
This has 14,000 likes and 9.7 thousand retweets, and I'm sure there was other ones that were just as big making this case.
Well,
so
this thing too, this Liquid H-Box is really the guy that mainly is credited with making this happen, and he never even made he didn't do a victory lap fucking tweet like
right.
Good job for me to make this happen.
Yeah.
There's an article about this. Just
Roger. Chris Taylor has died from cancer days after getting to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Let's see if there's any mention.
Well, I hope he enjoyed it.
So this actually tells you what really happened.
Today, Chris passed away around 5 p.m. He was surrounded by friends and family when it happened in the comfort of his own home. On behalf of him and our family, we are extremely thankful for all the love and support Chris has gotten. You guys made it possible.
Especially from Boogie2988.
Yes. You guys made it possible for his wish to come true. I hope Chris's memory lives on through all of us when we game. Okay. Just remember this once. Everybody got together for the most genuine man I've ever known. He just wanted to get out there and meet some people and play some games. Unfortunately, he can't do that anymore, so let's continue his legacy for him. Taylor made headlines recently when the gamer community rallied around the Ontario, Canada native who had been confined to his bed and given only months to live after choosing in July to decline further treatment. Taylor had taken to Twitter to share his worry that he might not live long enough to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate when it released in December. So here's the gamer community comes together, and you see this is the kid, I guess, or the dude that fucking... wanted to play Super Smash Brothers. Here he is playing it, and he's like, "We did it, guys! Today, 2 Nintendo reps came down with the E3 demo of Smash Ultimate. I got to play it for 3 hours with a local friend, my brother, and my mom. Got pictures incoming, but still, like, holy shit! Thanks everyone who did this for me. You're all the real champ." And I don't see Boogie's name mentioned anywhere. I don't really see anyone else's name mentioned.
I mean,
it's just about the gamer community coming together to help a dude.
I mean,
with
so in a very
cancer,
in a very loose sense of the word, Boogie, quote unquote, helped.
I mean, he's part of that.
In the same,
he was part of that fucking community that did it. But
in the same sense,
it's weird for him to even use the I pronoun. It should have just been the statement of like, "Guys, we did it."
Yep, the community came together and we did it. That would have been fine.
But obviously he wants to take a personal victory lap from it, which probably attests to his ego, I guess. And I'm no stranger to having a giant
I think a lot of the
ego,
stuff that we've watched tonight attests to a grandiose ego.
Do you think it's bigger than mine?
Well, here's the thing. You have your own manipulation tactics, and I don't think they're anywhere near as, like, gross as his. You know what I mean?
Insidious.
Like, you like this kind of negative, positive interplay shit that you have with your audience, where it's you'll lash out at them and then you'll appreciate them, kind of oscillating.
Yes.
That's its own tactic.
Yeah, I mean, like,
but it doesn't feel like it's trying, like you're holding your life over their head. You know what I mean? Like, there's
right.
A whole
I would never.
step.
I don't feel like I would ever use
Yeah.
my
Guys,
continued existence as a bargaining chip or anything.
guys, if my channel doesn't get 2 million subs, I might die.
Guys, my views are way down, and I just want you to know I'm close to suicide now.
Got the gun in my hand right now.
Or maybe stuff isn't even bad. Like we saw in that fucking clip where he's playing the new WoW re-release, where he's like, you know, if it gets bad, if you guys stop sending me love,
Yeah.
and if the internet, you know, forgets about me, then I'm just gonna eat a bullet.
Then yeah, exactly. Then I'm like,
If that ever happens, you know, if I don't find a wife, you know what I mean.
if I
Pretty
don't
soon
find a
here.
pile of money,
If a woman doesn't come and submit to all of my, you know, needs and wants, then I might just put a gun in my mouth. If that happens, though, and I promise it won't. Don't you love that too?
Oh, yeah.
If I ever succumb to my depression and anxiety,
Which I won't, so
and
don't
hurt
call the
myself,
police or anything.
Which I absolutely promise I won't.
But if I do,
But if I do, know
Then you'll
that it
know.
wasn't the hate.
it was the sickness.
Oh my god!
It was the mental illness within me that I just couldn't
so
overcome.
the last part of Boogie is we're gonna talk about his Tesla.
Tesla. Yeah, I have heard about this. I don't really know what it's all about, but I've heard something about him
It's an ever-evolving story.
buying a Tesla, or then he didn't buy a Tesla. He did buy a Tesla. He's trying to eBay for a Tesla. I don't really know what the
So
fuck.
look at this here. It says, I legit just bought a Tesla. This is my first new car in my lifetime. I'm shaking, baked, so excited. So, sitting here realizing I bought a car I can barely afford. You would think my anxiety would be going nuts. It isn't. If you scroll down a little bit, you bought what?
That's his roommate.
Yeah, roommate.
You bought a what?
Me, Tesla.
Where
Roommate.
is it?
They're building it at the moment. Be here in a few weeks.
What?
So then go up.
Okay, so then there's this over here.
I thought you already bought a Tesla.
So someone's asking, I thought you had already bought a Tesla, and then he says, nope. Hope that goes to show you how bad this game of telephone the internet plays really is. I test drove one, put down a deposit, might still get it, might not. We'll decide after VidCon.
He just says he
Wait a
bought
minute,
it
what?
twice.
This is later?
Yes.
So this is after, I mean, there's literally 3 tweets here where he explicitly said, there's no
He bought a
telephone
car.
being played here. Unless this
Yeah.
is all just fake tweets that didn't actually happen.
No, these are legitimate tweets.
So then this person says, I think the confusion is people assume putting down a deposit means the confusion is he explicitly stated he bought a car.
Yeah, he bought the Tesla.
And then he says it's not confusion, it's people being purposely obtuse to fit their narrative.
So if you want to get a recap of the hypocrisy, here it goes. He said he bought a Tesla and could easily afford it. It would arrive in a few weeks, and he would destroy his old car in France's sketch. Then, the narrative shifts. He said he could barely afford it and went on stream begging for donations. After getting called out that he said he could easily afford it again, he was being sarcastic when he begged for donations. So it wasn't serious. He didn't really want the money.
I got this figured out already. I know exactly what happened with this.
Okay.
Boogie, having the aforementioned ego that we've discovered that he clearly has, right?
Yeah.
Wanted to brag because he bought a fucking Tesla. But then he realized, holy shit, if all these teenagers and young adults that are scraping by know that I'm buying a Tesla off of them, they're probably going to stop sending me money. So I better make it out like I did something wacky and crazy and bought a car I can just barely squeak by and afford. And then deny I ever bought the car.
Never even bought it. Don't even know. What? Tesla? I never even heard of that.
Never heard of what is a Tesla?
And then he
Quit playing
blames-
telephone. People are being obtuse.
If you go to the next one, then he blames people.
Okay.
Although, actually, this isn't the one.
Oh, so it must be this one, right?
Yep.
So this one he says, explained it in the video. Long story short, I put down a $2,500 down payment for them to build one to my specs. That's buying it. If you've paid them to start building a car, you've bought the car.
I plan to pay half in cash and finance the rest. This is a $100,000 car, by the way, so Boogie's really hurting for cash.
The internet lost its mind. I realized I couldn't put it in videos. What? Decided to wait a year.
So now it's their fault, TJ.
Oh, so he lost his Tesla?
Because of them. So he's not going to get it anymore.
Okay.
He didn't lose it. He engaged with the company to start building one and then probably canceled his order.
Okay. So then someone's saying, weren't you saying how much you don't get paid but might buy a Tesla, or is it just to drive it and then dip, lol. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. Either.
YouTube ad pays very little. My sponsors pay a lot. I can easily afford this vehicle. Something, my sponsors on the channel. And then so less than 1 day later, so sitting here, this is basically the part where he says he can't afford it. I can easily afford it. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Paul.
Oh, I know I'm right. This is a total, like, I wanted to brag about the big flashy car that I bought, but my monetization model is largely based on fucking stream donations and shit.
Right.
So people don't want to donate to a rich guy to drive his Tesla around.
It's
so
$100,000 Tesla.
I better put on the fucking poor me face and be poor Boogie.
Actually, I can't afford the Tesla.
I'm telling you, dude, like, it makes absolutely no sense that Boogie isn't wealthy. I'm not saying he's a fucking multimillionaire or nothing. He doesn't have rap game money or anything. But the dude can afford a Tesla.
He was saying he was going to pay $1,700 a month in one of the videos I saw. $1,700.
Yeah, that's my house payment plus some. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or my fucking rent every month plus a bunch.
Yeah.
For his car. So, like, there's no doubt in my mind that this was, I'm Boogie. I want to put it out there that I'm kind of rich so that chicks will hit on me and shit. So, oh, look at my Tesla. I just bought a Tesla, LOL. And then he realizes, oh, fuck.
I mean, for that amount of money, he could almost get a fucking Rolls. I mean, at least
for $100,000, if he's gonna pay $100,000, he could get an older Rolls. Like he could get
or
like
he could lease a new one,
or he could lease a brand new fucking Rolls.
He's got the fucking money to do it. Like you said, look, and he even said, "Oh, it's only half of my fucking AdSense every month to pay for this." So even if he bought an expensive vehicle like that, he could have That's not factoring his sponsors or streams, or Streamlabs, or anything else, or his Twitch money. Nothing else.
Right, but this is just contrary to the nice guy narrative of I'm always honest about my positions and I don't call anybody out. This is a calculating business maneuver in action here. I wanted to brag. Oops, I bragged, and now people are fucking freaking out because I always talk about how poor I am. I better keep that narrative going.
And of course, he used it to make a bunch of money.
So is that a thing? Him constantly poor mouthing?
Oh, well, he also, like you said, he also it's on a lot of things. Like he's always talking out of both sides of his mouth. One side, I'm going to kill myself. Other side, I'm fine. I'm poor. I'm not poor. Oh, I wonder if anyone's going to recognize me in this big crowd of people. Oh, they did. I feel so special. People, am I obscure enough yet? Do people still care about me? It's like every time you hear Boogie talk, the others, you're just waiting for the other shit to drop, and like then you're going to hear what his real motive is. If it's something positive, it's almost always going to be certainly followed by something very negative, and it's just kind of like a back and forth you see with him constantly. And I mean, that's kind of our end of our Boogie section here. Is there anything else you guys would want to add? This would be the time.
I think I left it all on the table.
Yeah, I mean
my biggest problem with
everything
him is the emotional manipulation tactics and shit.
Yeah.
I would just say.
I mean, everything else I've heard, like he's a Tesla thing or whatever the fuck. I mean, like that's okay. Yeah,
we didn't even watch him crying at his mama's grave, dude.
Yeah, where's that?
I think it's the last one.
Is it? Where is it? Is it here?
It is in there. It should be.
We did one last stop. Stop by my mom's final resting place to say goodbye. Amazing to let it all go.
Oh, it's on the document. That's why we
Mom.
didn't see it. Yeah, so this is basically now.
So this is
look right here.
So what is this?
This is Boogie
at a mausoleum.
At his mother's mausoleum, sitting in a chair in front of her grave with somebody filming a multi-angle shot of him vocalizing his final goodbyes to his mother for the internet.
And look, he is actually looking at the camera, waiting for his, like the okay. Now
yeah, he wants to know that it's rolling before he starts talking to the corpse of his dead mother.
Further than that, I mean,
so that he can release it on the internet.
Was this chair just in the mausoleum, or did he drag this into it?
No, they probably put something in there so people can sit at the graves and shit.
Yeah.
So he goes in there to the mausoleum, and instead of
somebody
having
to
some
film
kind of
him.
heartfelt, personal moment, it's got to be, of course,
It's got to be announced on Twitter.
And announced.
And then a video is shot of it so that he can release it to his fans and so they can see how emotionally torn he is.
Okay, rock on. Let's see.
I think she can see. I think she knows on some level. Hey, Mom, listen up. I tried to go to the house, but you weren't there. And I don't know if you're here, but I want to tell you something. I'm okay.
I wanted to. No, you're not.
Last time we talked,
You constantly say you're
Yeah,
not.
There's nothing okay about what's happening right here.
I mean, whether
I'm okay.
Make sure you get the emotion on his face with that multi-angle shot. Just keep walking around him in a circle so that we get every
I mean, like, was this discussed beforehand, or?
Oh, I guarantee you it was.
Course.
Make sure you get a lot of angles on my face so they can really see how pained I am saying goodbye to my mom, all right? And if there are tears, make sure you zoom right in on them. I might be able to summon one or two.
Damn near 600 pounds.
He didn't, by the way.
I was stuck in that miserable apartment. No hope of making money. Do you remember that YouTube video I filmed of you? Thousands of people seen it, tens of thousands. And I know you're embarrassed, but they love you because you gave birth to me.
Oh my God! The
Wow.
narcissism. They love you because your contribution to the world was old Boogie.
Boogie the Great.
Look, we didn't actually mention this too much. I had it in the script originally, but I kind of got rid of it. I think, Paul, you brought up his teeth. If you notice in the earlier videos of Boogie, his teeth are really super fucked up.
Right.
He obviously drank a lot of sugary drink and ate a lot of bad shit that was bad for his teeth.
Maybe just genetically had the bad teeth too. I don't know. Like,
Paul likes to call his new teeth chiclets.
they just like, look, dude, I don't want to be mean because it's a cosmetic thing and it really doesn't hurt me at all. But I really do not like his new teeth. They look pretty weird to me.
By the way, if people are wondering, Boogie's like getting veneers and stuff like that is hugely expensive, usually $20,000 to $80,000.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, depending on the veneers. I don't know. These don't look like they were top of the line, but
even if they were modest ones, they're about $20,000.
Yeah, so this is not an expense that most people can just go out and get.
No, definitely not.
And you know, I promise I'll always keep my fucked up teeth.
I know this won't make too much sense to you, but 4.5 million people have watched my videos. 100.
Okay, so I just saw the shadow of that camera, and this is not some. You couldn't even credibly say this is like an impromptu, like whipped out your phone and captured this moment kind of thing.
No, it's a
because that is a
shoulder-mounted,
big old fucking
camcorder.
hunk of camera right there.
Yeah. It's a camcorder.
1 billion views almost, Mom.
There's lighting too.
1 billion video watches. Can you imagine?
Mama, can you imagine a billion?
Just 2 days ago.
All right, now this is the hero
was in
shot, so you better
Pennsylvania.
turn it on, Boogie.
At a convention that I was headlining.
Oh my God!
That I was headlining. Oh, mama. Your boy done good, mama. Oh, I got 1 billion views on the YouTube, mama. I'm doing so good, mama. Oh,
this
mama.
is fucking high school level dramatic acting right here. Dude, this
Can you
is
do better,
awful.
Paul?
Could I do it better?
Yeah.
I know this is going to sound weird to you, Mama. But I just got back from a convention and I was headlining. 100,000 people were there. Yeah, I can do better.
Yep, you
Oh
did.
yeah, way better, dude.
That was a lot better.
Way better. There's actually like an emotional.
Let me sip my drink, Boogie. Get on my level, you fucking sad sack.
People stood in line to shake my hand.
Oh God, ew! It's like something out of a bad movie.
Oh, God. It's
Yuck.
worse than a bad movie. Bad movies typically have competent lighting that isn't just constantly shadow shifting all over the mausoleum. It's just a big spotlight on him while he weeps. Fuck you, Boogie. You suck.
We need fucking Sex Piss to come out and rape Boogie.
Ugh.
Hey, Mom, people said I've saved their lives.
Why did you put this out?
Well,
even
now
if
that it's on streamable, I imagine he thought better of it and pulled it down.
I could not find this on his YouTube.
Yeah, this is not.
This is
convincing.
Cringe Town.
Yeah,
Mama,
this.
I made it big in the big city. All my dreams have come true, Mama. Oh, Mama.
Your little boy made it all the way into Hollywood, Mama.
I know, dude. It's just so.
I got a nice set of pearly whites and a Tesla, Mama. You wouldn't believe it.
This is the modern cliche.
God. Cut the fucking melodrama, Boogie. Come on, dude. Even if you do something like this, which people do, how you grieve is your business. That's the point. You fucking sit in that dirty old nasty chair in that mausoleum and you do this on your own if you have any sentiment for your mother. You don't have a cameraman there with a professional rig to get every anguished moment on your bad acting face, you fat fuck. Hire me and I'll turn your whole fucking shit around, dude. I'll tell you what not to do. This is it right here. Free advice. Don't do this ever again. Anything like it.
Paul's advice service. Should I go to my dead mom's mausoleum and make a tearful video telling her about my life? No. There you go.
Especially not if you can't even pull it off, because this is not believable. This is not authentic. I do not buy that there is any emotion happening here.
Let's see the last minute of it. Let's see the last minute.
Let's see how he brings it. Look at this. 7 fucking 8 minutes of him blubbering into the fucking camera.
I had some ups and downs. I met a woman I loved, but then I lost that love, but I'm finding my way.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
This service doesn't like.
Your little shit suit, Carl?
Strong men also cry.
I'm looking at you now, Mama. I see you. Oh, there's definitely a lighting rig in there. It's so
Daddy
obvious.
Carl, I forgive you. Every mean, nasty thing you ever said. I do remember the good times.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, Mom, I'm sorry I didn't get to know you much. Alzheimer's is a hell of a thing. But I remember how you liked to talk in Pig Latin, and I know how you made me laugh when I was a kid. And Mom, I want to say you did good. But you really didn't. But you know what?
Oh, the cry laugh, man. An advanced technique.
He didn't really pull it off, but
No, he didn't. He doesn't pull any of this off.
No, this is
this is calculated. This is probably scripted to a point.
Right.
This was planned as something for him to release to get props, and it probably blew up in his face when people it's just obvious. It radiates weird. I wouldn't want to meet a person that thought that anything natural was going on here, because that's a person that's never actually sat with somebody or had a human emotional fucking interplay. This is like reptilian level acting. It's horrible.
This is,
I am human.
yeah.
I am sad.
I mean, it really does come across like someone who is just like feels nothing inside as he is saying any of this, and it's just all totally put upon.
Look at his eyeballs. Do they look red? Do they look puffy?
That's the
Does he
thing
look
about
upset?
that's the thing about acting in general, and I'm no kind of tremendous actor or anything, but if you can't sell it with your eyes, you can't sell it.
The eyes are like 90% of it.
Yeah, and he does not.
Especially when you're talking about that kind of close shot shit. Like, it's different on stage. You can get away with shit on stage that you can't get away with in this type of shot.
Yeah, because that camera is close enough to scrutinize your every micro expression.
Right.
And I don't know how gullible you think people are, but they're not that gullible.
Yeah, this is like fucking soap opera level.
Hence why
shit.
this video was removed from YouTube.
You know, the only difference between this and a soap opera is that a soap opera would have the good sense not to make this last 8 fucking minutes. It would be 1 minute, and then there'd be a commercial for a mop.
The Swiffer Wet Jet cleans your home in half the time.
Period.
So
And fuck anybody who'll defend this disingenuous fuck, too. Bring it on, dude. There are so many defenders of this idiot out there. Fucking stupid.
Well, let's hear the epic conclusion of Boogie's tearful reunion with his mom.
I love you.
Yeah, you should have kept this Privet.
Goodbye.
Your mom's maiden name or last name is what you should have kept this moment. She was trying to tell you one last thing from the grave.
Yeah, goodbye.
I don't think this moment would have happened
had it not been
had there not been a
something to
camera
film.
there. I think he would have just driven right by this mausoleum without
Boogie,
a second thought.
You already said goodbye years ago if you actually did. And I mean, like I know people do this sometimes. They visit grave sites, and that's normal. But they don't normally fucking film it. It's if a family goes to a grave site or something like this, it's unless the person is famous, it's generally to have a moment and to think about the person. And
how about an apology to your mother for telling a one-sided story where she's the fucking villain for your entire career in order to get props on the internet? How about an apology for that if you genuinely love her? Oh, you don't, though. 8 minutes worth of your accomplishments and dancing around her negativity and forgiving her for it. Fuck you. You fucking lizard man. Big fat fuck. The fact that you still have a fan after you release shit like this that is so obviously calculated, manipulating, and cold makes me want to puke in a bucket.
Well, I think that's about sums it up. I came in not knowing anything about Boogie, and look.
How do you feel? You've been trying to be.
Look, I've tried to give him the benefit of the doubt on all this stuff, and look, when it comes to like the Tesla shit or all that or whatever the fuck other little weird shit, whatever. But this emotional manipulation that's just so nakedly on display that he engages in. It's just fucking weird, and I feel like it's probably fucking with some people psychologically out there who's watching this.
Anybody that's still a defender of his that's seen this shit, there's nothing to blame but psychological manipulation.
And you said stuff about the Tesla. Like, look, he's purposefully lying.
I mean, it's demonstrably a lie.
To thousands and if not millions of fucking people that follow him.
And he's clearly lying about his family history in one way or another. So I mean,
I'm saying, so what do you trust from Boogie? I'm like, look, even if Boogie's telling the truth, how do you know? It's the boy that cried wolf. You don't know.
Yeah.
You ultimately have to question everything you hear from this person, even if it is the truth.
By far, though, the worst thing is, I mean, you should always question everyone across the board, across the spectrum, whatever their track record may be. But in the case of Boogie, the thing that really bothers me the most about what we've looked at here is just using his own life as a bargaining chip, using the connection that he's forged with his audience as a bargaining chip, and trying to make it seem like, you know, you're responsible for my well-being. By watching my videos, you didn't know it at the time, but you're responsible for my mental health and my well-being and my financial security and a whole host of other things.
Well, at least the financial security angle would be honest.
Right.
And a lot of people are honest with it. We're honest.
We're honest about it.
With our patrons.
Without our
float us.
Patreon, we don't survive.
Right. This show doesn't
survive. It doesn't exist. It doesn't work.
We ain't shit without it. It's clear.
That doesn't mean that if you decide you don't want to be a patron anymore, I'm going to go put a fucking gun in my mouth, which I promise I won't. Okay, but if I do, know that it wasn't because of you specifically leaving.
Dude, we started this show, we got fucking thousands of fucking downvotes.
I mean, come on, dude.
We didn't go, if we get any more downvotes, we don't get any more upvotes.
Oh my God.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
If you guys don't start liking what we're doing, I'm just going to fucking jump off a bridge, man. Come on, bro.
There's a bridge near where I live. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm walking right now. I don't know where I'm going. You know, come on.
Everybody in my family molested me.
All of them.
All of them. The whole family.
Big old family gangbang.
They're all dead now.
I was at the center. Don't ask anyone in my family, though. And most of them are dead. And I'm going to talk to their grave.
And it's really convenient.
I'm sorry, Mama. I never meant to hurt you.
Oh, dude, his mother was a one-sided fucking villain in most of his fucking
Until
videos.
she died.
Until she died, and then he went back for another 8-minute tap dance on her grave.
I remember the good times too, Mama.
Another sympathy scoop off of his fucking fans.
You'll be proud.
Get out of here.
You just can't make shit like that up, dude. You cannot make shit like this up on the internet. The internet makes some people so desperate for fame and attention and money and whatever else it is, validation, that they're willing to go to their mother's gravesite. Willing to go to their fucking mother's gravesite and fucking shoot some reprehensible shit like this. Boogie, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself, if nothing else, for that.
I would never do something like that because my mom doesn't have a grave.
I did come on YouTube right after my dad died and vent to YouTube. So I kind of understand the idea.
That's different.
I understand the idea of venting your emotions too.
That's an actually emotional video.
Yeah,
you see somebody that's actually dealing with and processing with the death of a complicated person in their life.
You know what, TJ? Go ahead and just.
I cried over my dog on YouTube one time.
Play that video for a minute. Go play the fucking. So let people see a genuine fucking video.
Yeah, you can see one from me too.
Yeah, there's one from Paul too.
Go do the For Boogie video. It's actually my dog's name was Boogie.
Name Boogie too.
Yeah.
You know, perfect. Let's fucking go see that, dude.
I have a little moment in that video.
Because I want people to fucking see the difference.
All right, well, I'm going to go do it.
And I mean, these are personal things to you guys both. I mean, obviously to me as well, with, in respect to our dad dying.
Sure. I mean, it's good in contrast to the false, obviously dramatized emotion that you've just seen.
So this was obviously too. I mean, I should probably put it in this window here because I can show the full screen.
Yeah, this is right after we
This is I'm basically getting. I get home from the hospital and cut this video because I just had to vent to.
I did the same
somebody.
with the dog.
Yeah, I heard you record this.
Not that it's an equivocal thing. I'm just
damn Paul.
interesting
All right,
situation.
Paul. I'll see you after the show, buddy.
I just got back from the hospital to make a.
My voice sounds so different back then.
It does.
Died tonight.
Pre-smoking, TJ.
He had a massive heart attack. He had two of the arteries to his heart were clogged with 100% is what the doctor said, and only one artery was still clear, and apparently his heart had been relying on that artery for a long time. It started about a little after 2 today. I was sitting at my desk and I was working, or probably slacking, pretending to work, and Natalie, that's my stepmom, came up behind me and said, TJ, there's something seriously wrong with your father. And I went into the next room, and he would, his eyes were glazed over, and he was,
Scotty's fucking death massage, dude.
Is that what it was?
God damn it, dude! For years.
Because my fucking dad, my dad was fucking constantly tense. So basically, since we were his slaves,
yeah, pretty much were his slaves.
we fucking had to give him like massages and shit.
Right.
Which sounds gay as shit in retrospect, but whatever.
And also fetching him milkshakes at 3 in the morning or whatever.
I mean, we were it basically treated us like his servants. But anyway, Scotty was actually giving him a massage at the time.
I actually just finished up.
Or you just finished, and you were bringing him a towel, right?
Yep.
And
well, I remember. I mean, obviously, I remember the day I died myself. He looked up at me, and he looked for a second. He looked really confused, and he went, ugh. And then he just went, ugh, and he just like shook forward. I'm like, what? But you know how our dad was. He was always fucking with me.
Yeah, he was like, you thought he was like it was a practical joke. So you're probably like,
for like 20 seconds, I was like, Dad, come on, this isn't funny. Then like I saw him start pissing. I'm like, oh no, this isn't a joke. This isn't a fucking joke.
Yeah, he's not gonna take it that far.
And I mean, Natalie happened to be there, luckily, and she started giving him CPR. And we called 911, did all this stuff, and he went through all that. And unfortunately, he fucking.
I really don't find that I'm very emotional about it now in retrospect.
Well,
I mean,
obviously, it's been like 11 years.
Yeah, I mean,
you've had some time to fucking process things. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, obviously at the time it was fucking horrible. And I mean, I remember making this video and just feeling more than like sad or anything like that, just totally and utterly fatigued and drained, yet my mind racing and unable to really like go to sleep or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think I did pretty much. I put this video out and passed out. And what was yours called, Paul?
For Boogie, I think.
So ironic. For Boogie.
Wow.
Paul's
What
ego.
a fitting way to end this episode. For Boogie.
Yeah. Hopefully you can.
Paul's a fucking time traveler, dude. It just proves it.
Oh,
you sound different too.
I don't know why I'm recording this.
I think it might have just been the quality of microphones at the time.
Probably.
Shit was different back then.
But I feel like I kind of have to, and I don't know if this will ever get uploaded to anything. More than likely not. It's more than likely something that'll just be from me.
Whoops.
Up, you're Boogie.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Yeah, I'm
Lies.
Boogie2988. I don't know.
There's part of me that feels really silly about this video. And I guess it's... See, I don't want to...
You can skip in a little bit if you want, TJ. This is a pretty long one. It's like 20 minutes.
So we said our goodbyes, and they took her back, and that's, that's it.
Maybe go back a little bit more, TJ.
That's it.
Damn it.
Oh, you want to see the descent into the weeping?
Decision, because I ultimately do think that we made the right
Scotty wants the money shot.
He wants the money shot.
Of course, dude.
There's no moment in my video where I totally break down. It's pretty much just me sounding like that.
Yeah, I'm a weepy guy though. I'll cry every once in a while. You know.
Yeah,
what I mean?
I'm tough to
can't do
get.
This. And she's
crying.
Right. We can't afford to every 3 weeks have the dog doing this, and then So I pulled the vet back in, and the vet basically, I got the vet. I said, look, I need you to square with me here. I mean, and the vet said, she said, I can't tell you for certain, but she said, my feeling is that it's not good. And I trust the vet, and I trust my instincts, and my instincts were saying the same thing. If you had seen how she was acting, it was not good. So, we had to put her down. My wife was able to leave work and say goodbye, and we had to put her down. And I didn't want to see it happen, and maybe that's a cowardly thing. I know I've talked to people that really love their animals that sat there with them as they slip away or whatever the fuck. I didn't want to see it happen. I couldn't, neither did
when
my
our
wife.
dog, when our first dog our first major dog that we had throughout our lives, Hercules, it was supposed to be my mom's dog.
I had the same reaction Paul had here. I was like...
But it was kind of a split between us because Scotty didn't want to stay in there, and I did. So it was kind of like I stayed, Scotty went.
If you had said you would, I would have done it if I had.
Right.
To, but I didn't know. I even told you, I was like, man, I just don't want to imagine him dead. I know he's gonna be dead. I have to accept that. But just so fucking goddamn.
I mean,
hard.
it's like you're.
They had already put her,
under.
Right. She was still alive. So, just knowing that she wouldn't be aware that I was even there, I didn't want to,
The last year of my dog's life, or our dog's
horrible.
life, was fucking real rough.
Yeah, I mean, Boogie didn't have it that rough for a whole year, but it was about 6 months worth of constant, progressively worse illness. Started just having diarrhea every once in a while, and that progressed into constant diarrhea, and then she started throwing up. We'd take her to the vet. They'd give antibiotics, or the thing that really helped her, which ended up killing her, by the way, was what's the shit? It's like an anti-inflammatory,
prednisone,
something like that. They gave us a big high dose anti-inflammatory to get her bowels or whatever the fuck all calmed down, and that ended up making her kidneys fail because if she wasn't on that, she would puke up everything she ate, even water. So we had to give it to her every day, and then that eventually killed her.
Right.
Yeah, that happens a lot of times.
And I remember our dog. I know we're kind of venturing off topic here, but Hercules was just he had
he suffered from
he had some
seizures.
he basically in his old age, not even that old, but
12.
probably I guess that's pretty old. He started having seizures and stuff. He had a major attack. We thought he was going to die then.
And he actually
recovered from it, and he was pretty good. Then it happened again, and he was a little worse. And then it happened again, and it's basically he basically just became a shell of himself, but we still took care of him. We basically were if he continues to eat, then I got to believe he wants to survive still.
Right.
But, he used to be a super affectionate dog. That was gone. You could still pet him, but he was just too sick. He didn't care
At
anymore.
the end of his life, only me or TJ could hold him or pet him.
Right. I mean, he's still
everyone else, my mom, it
super
broke her heart.
suspicious of people.
Because our mom always when she see Hercules, hey Hercules, and the last time she saw him alive, really was she couldn't hold him.
He was pretty old though, right?
He was pretty old. He was 12.
12,
11 or
13.
12.
So that's
and
Boogie was 5.
Yeah, he was poorly bred too.
So,
the night he died, it was just horrible. He started having seizures, and usually he'd have one or two, and then he'd be a little crazy for a minute, but then he'd be fine.
He wouldn't stop.
But it was just rolling seizures, and even after they put him under, he still kept having seizures, and we're just there's no
literally the only way to stop him from seizing was to totally knock him out. Right. And even then, they said the minute it stopped, the medicine was wearing off, he was starting to seize again.
Right. So it was okay, well, there's no.
So
there's no keeping him alive anymore.
We can do all this other stuff for
it's this is over.
No, I don't want this dog to suffer.
We've done our best to keep him alive, and I look back on it sometimes and wonder, did we keep him alive for longer? Was it cruel? But I mean, our thing was, if the dog wants to eat, then I think he has a survival instinct.
He liked to walk around. He liked.
And, he still had. I feel like he still had enough quality of life that he wouldn't have.
I mean, he's not
wanted
dissimilar
to die,
from an old man in that
Yeah.
respect. You
Really,
know what I
he
mean?
wasn't.
It simplifies, and you kind of retract back into yourself until you die.
Basically, at the last couple years of his life, especially the last year, like we usually put a dog gate up in the not the bathroom, the kitchen. He'd let him walk around. He's pissed because like outside he would wander in the street and shit. We're like, yeah, just pissing here, buddy.
He was pretty much functionally blind. It was horrible. It was really a bad time.
Yeah, but I mean,
anyway,
what a depressing end.
The whole point of this of exposing all this emotional turmoil.
I don't go. My dog died.
The whole point of this emotional turmoil is just everyone needs to know that we're all suicidal here, and if you don't support us, we might kill ourselves.
You know what?
We won't, but we might. But we won't.
You don't keep your patron. Keep your Patreon. Then I might. I promise I won't. But if I do, kill myself. No, it wasn't you. Okay.
But it was.
But it might have been.
But it would be you because.
But it wasn't. And I won't. But if I do, it was. But it wasn't. But it is. Good night, everybody.
Good night.